Oh my goodness. What is up, people? Is my microphone even working? A little move of the cord and we have big problems. See how we are? See how it is? But anyways, how is everybody doing? Hope everybody is doing well. Been a while since I've been here. Big group of zero. Big group of zero. I actually put it for. I looked at it and said 10 o'clock when I thought that I had put it at 9 o'clock. I don't even know what the hell's going on with this thing. Am I actually even coming in clear? I don't even know if I'm even coming in clear because I know that StreamYard's been having a problem with like echo. And I don't know if that's for people who don't pay or what the hell's going on. I don't know. But anyways. What is up, Paulina? I think you are the only person here. Yes, nobody is used to me coming on here at all anymore. I've ruined it by... And there it goes again. Hopefully people can hear me. This thing is a piece of garbage. I wonder if it's just the cord now. Or it's actually the whole microphone. The whole microphone is just a piece of crap. Can you actually hear me, Paulina? Can you actually hear me, or am I just like, bleh? Is it actually echoing? I don't know, because everybody's saying they're having problems with StreamYard echoing, so. Hey, Dwayne. What is happening? You can hear me? Am I echoing? By any chance? Then I guess they must have actually fixed it then. Guess they must have actually fixed it. I was talking to Lisa, because I was going to have Lisa on. But she is out shopping with her sister. And I was thinking, well, maybe that's a good thing too, because Lisa has a tendency to just go off the rails sometimes with her talking. Like, just playing. Oh, and there she is. Shh, don't anybody tell her what I said. Don't anybody tell her what I said. The last time Randy was picking on her, making fun of her because she was like, really stressed in the talk. You know how that goes. But anyways, Lisa thinks she's too good for us now, so we know how that goes. So, yes, but anyways. So anyways, how's everybody else actually been? She said, I'm out and about heading home soon. Good for you. Tell Sancho to stop and get your burrito. Tell Sanchito it's time to stop and get me a burrito because so you don't become hangry. So, yeah, with me, it's been lots of work, all work, no play. I was going to come on last night, but I was just too freaking tired. A wonderful late summer day like it. It is like really, really hot here in California. I don't know exactly where you're at, Dwayne, but out here in California, it is hot as balls. Today, I don't think it's so much hot as it is humid. It's been really freaking humid here in California. Been trying to hang with it. Been trying to hang. How's my camera doing? The camera still work? Guess camera. Paulina said, did some recording today, recorded a newly written song, no suno used, totally organic. Completely organic. Now, I kind of spent the day today just chilling out, listening to music. I had bought some new speakers. I had actually found a gentleman on OfferUp He was selling a really good pair of speakers that he sold me at a really good price. The ones I was using in here, I was using some cheap Polks down here, for the system down here. And one of the tweeters went out. And the tweeter was just too freaking expensive. They wanted almost 50, 60, $70 just for a tweeter. And then it was because the tweeter's discontinued. So I was like, to hell with that. To hell with that. I'm like, oh, I'll just go ahead and invest in buy new speakers. Just perfect here, no wildfire smoke or sheet rain, and a comfortable temperature. Nice. Lisa says, sounds nice. Sounds nice. Okay. So, yeah. So that's what I've been doing, actually, because I went out and bought a lot of CDs recently. Been buying CDs like crazy online and going to record stores and stuff like that. So, that's what I've been doing, is just throwing different things at my speakers and listening to them. Same old shit. Did it again. This time I didn't even touch it. Okay, how about now? Can you hear me now? Yeah, the freaking microphone. I don't know. I didn't even touch it, and it turned around and went out. So it's like I don't even have to touch it now. I'm really, really starting to hate this freaking microphone. Vinyl Bartender, hey, what is up? Hey, hey, what is up, AZ Mick? What is happening? So has anything new been going on, actually, in the vinyl community, music community? Anything new? Anything exciting that I should know about? Is there still drama going on? I don't know. I have been kind of out of the loop. So I haven't seen if there's been anything special or exciting going on. Anything of that sort? Anybody want to feed me any tidbits of juice, as we say in Spanish? Chisme. Oh, even when we were still doing regular streams, it's we still weren't getting involved in everyone's crap, so... I was impressed by seeing Richie Blackmore join Deep Purple back on stage. I had heard about that. Richie Blackmore joining Deep Purple on stage. There was quite a few people actually talking about it. I don't remember where I saw them talking about it. Was it over at Royce? Maybe it was at Royce's in the house. I think I actually maybe had heard about it over there. Because I'm still creeping around every so often, Every so often I'll jump on YouTube and I'll go ahead and creep around and see what people are up to. See what people are talking about. See what people are chilling with and stuff. So I think they were talking about it over there. So I know he's kind of like the classic rock clearinghouse. I think he's the kind of the only one that I watch, really. So was the drama in the vinyl community. I thought everyone always just got along. Yeah, right. I'm I don't know. Like I said, I don't know. I've been so out of the loop. I have no idea. I have no idea if there's been any freaking drama or not. I've been kind of minding my own business. But even before, even before, like I said before, I stopped streaming so frequently. I kind of dropped out of all that anyways. So, but I did see the other day, I think it was at Psycho Platters. Nothing him. He wasn't doing anything with drama or anything, but I had seen somebody was saying they were Mark Glassman. And I was like, Mark Glassman, boy, that's a freaking blast from the past. I'm like, oh man, that is never gonna die. I'm like, that's never gonna die. I don't know whatever happened to Vaginal though. What was it? Vaginal Sound or whatever it is. I've been out of loop so long, I've forgotten freaking names. Vaginal Sound or whatever. I was like, we aren't still doing this last minute thing, are we? It's I hadn't heard about it for quite a while. So, and I don't think, I haven't really seen Pumping Vinyl doing too many too many streams or anything of that sort. So I don't think he's really been all in on the last spin thing anymore. So I think everything pretty much calmed down. I think it ran its course. Pretty much ran its course, I think is what happened. I believe that music is a positive force for good. I hear good music and see footage of concerts I was at, or even other concerts I wasn't at, and they are so uplifting. The other night, as my cat is trying to scratch my legs, the other night I was watching a movie that's called More Than We Ever Imagined, 21 Pilots Live in Mexico City. Which I know a lot of people, of course, do not like 21 Pilots. That's fine, your own personal preference. But the thing that I noticed is that there is a formula, I think, now when it comes to concert videos. And there's been quite a few movies. There's a company that's called, I think it's called Trafalgar Releasing. Trafalgar, if I'm pronouncing it right. And it seems like they are getting contracts for these bands, and they're making these big, huge, 4K films, and they're shooting them, on great stock, showing them in IMAX, stuff like that. Because like I said, I watched this 21 Pilots movie, shot fucking beautifully, shot great. The sound was awesome, everything. Plus, of course, the in-betweens they end up doing, where they're talking to fans and, they're talking to the bands, stuff like that. But Depeche Mode did one right before that. That was called Depeche Mode M, which was actually done by a different director, but it was the same arena. It's an arena that's in Mexico City. I don't know what the name of the arena is, but I was noticing there's kind of like a pattern. There's quite a few bands that have done concert films there. So I don't know if it's just, they have some kind of agreement with them or what it is, or maybe it's just an easy place to shoot. I don't know, but a lot of the same shots. I'm starting to see a lot of the same shots in each of the films, like Depeche Mode M, More Than We Ever Imagined, and some other films. I'm starting to see the same drone shots. You see the same shots of they shoot this arena the same way for every band, but it's just different concert films. But they all come out great. They're all in 4K. IMAX, living color. The Rush concert reunion will be great on DVD when it comes out. Hopefully. I mean, like I said, if they shot it, in 4K, I don't see why they would really shoot anything in 480p anymore and release it on DVD anymore. I mean, at least 1080p. I would think at least 1080p on Blu-ray. Also, recently there was a Billie Eilish concert movie that came out that I was watching. It was titled after the album. That was really good too. It's getting to the point with concerts being so freaking. There's vaginal. I'm like, oh, there's vaginal. Long time no see, buddy. See, that's what I was saying right there. I was like, oh look, it's vaginal. I was just mentioning, but now I forgot what my train of thought is. But the Billie Eilish film. No, I was saying the Billie Eilish film. I'd watched it recently, just the same thing as 21 Pilots. These freaking films they're making are completely freaking awesome. I mean, they get you so up close, right behind stage, everything else. It's like, I mean, it will never beat the experience of going to a concert. Exactly. Dwayne knows where I'm heading with this. The cost of concert tickets. The cost of concert tickets becoming so fucking outrageous. It's almost getting to the point, it's like, I'll just wait to see it in fucking IMAX. And the thing is that when you go to see one of these films at one of these like movie theaters now, it's getting to the point now where people are treating that like the concert. People are going and they're getting all excited and they're freaking jumping up and down, yelling and screaming and everything else. The same thing like that at a show. And my daughter was like saying, she's like, oh, well, the last concert movie I saw, blah, blah, whatever it was, I went and people were yelling and screaming. And I was like, well, when you go to a concert, do you just sit there? No, this is kind of like the experience that most of these people are going to have because tickets too fucking expensive. Technology has changed for filming and recording concerts. All concert footage I've seen, which was were very grainy. What I'm hoping is that they're going to they will start taking some of the old concert films and giving it the old Ellen Jackson, Ellen Jackson treatment. Maybe some 4K releases, something of that sort, some remasters, something like that. Like Like, Give Me Shelter. Love to see that, 4K. I saw a 1080p of Let's Spend the Night Together recently that fucking looked phenomenal. I don't know if it's at 4K, but I saw a 1080p, remaster of it, which was fucking pretty awesome. It's the next best thing. Yes, it is. Peter Jackson. There you go. Not Alan Jackson. Peter Jackson. I'm thinking of Alan Jackson, the fucking country artist. Fucking smack me. Like I said, my brain is not all here. All those fucking overtime hours, man. It's frying my fucking brain. I went to 2 of the Toronto shows. Can't wait for the official release. Rest in peace, Neil Peart. I really, really think that girl is holding her own. She really is. I've seen some of the films, online. Because nowadays everybody could do 4K video with awesome sound on a freaking iPhone. So, yeah, she's really freaking holding her own. Yeah. Hey, what's up? Long time no see. How are you doing? Just hanging out on a Sunday night. Figured I would just go ahead and conversate with people for an hour or two. Peter Jackson. There you go. Let me see. Certain other concert footage I've seen, like Jimi Hendrix in Hawaii, looked and sounded impressive. Yeah, like I said, as far as I know, like I said, I'm not a major movie aficionado like some people may be. But to the best of my knowledge, from what I understand, is if it was shot on 35mm film or was shot in any kind of film, it could be up converted. So, or it has good chance that they can go ahead and do something with it. So, Anika, it's definitely amazing. Yes, okay. Anika Niles. Pretty sweet. Yeah, so we shall see what the future holds and stuff like that. We shall see what is actually coming down the pike, I guess, for more concerts. What I was hoping they would do is Ozzy's last concert. I was hoping that they would actually be doing something with that. There's bootlegs going around. I downloaded the whole thing and, it's 1080p. It's pretty good. Most of it was shot on video, I think. It was a live stream. Shit. What's the most they can do with it, But, yeah, I was hoping they would at least end up putting those two together and maybe end up doing something for our background. They were going to release a film or something, Probably strike while the iron is hot. I'm pretty sure Sharon's got something going on. She's probably got some kind of plans. I'm sure she does. AI Bubbles the Chimp just got a Golden Globe nomination. AI Bubbles the Chimp just got a... That was so horrible. And it totally sucks. It's like, the thing that sucks, they turned around, they said all this bullshit about how, Jafar Jackson, I guess, never said it himself, but they were like, oh, the Jacksons went to go visit Bubbles because of the film, and they did this, and then I'm like, what? They had to go consult with him, or something, had to go consult with him, like, Bubbles, okay, this is what we're going to be saying in the film. And Bubbles like, not down with that. That's not how it happened. It's like, why did they have to go visit Bubbles? But you would think that Bubbles was such a fucking famous chimp, and such a famous owner. It was like, I guess he's doing okay. He's living in a sanctuary with other chimps, but you would think he would he would have been better cared for, because of what I saw, he was like all rolling in dirt and shit. And I was just like, man, that's Bubbles. Come on now. Can't they do something better for Bubbles? It was Michael Jackson's chimp. Come on now. Can't he have like a little house or some shit? Let me see. Vaginal said they'll definitely release Back to the Beginning. It takes time. Yeah, the thing I think is, if we end up getting anything, we'll probably be getting like one of those, maybe a Blu-ray that has like one or two songs from each performance. Each of the performances weren't that fucking long anyway. Everybody only played like 3, 4 songs, 5 songs. It wasn't a whole lot, but maybe 1 or 2 songs from each of the performances or something. Maybe they'll make like a disc set or something. If you were able to, can you explain what the $30 concert thing is? I've heard of it. From what I understand, we had talked about this. I think it was beginning of the year. I think they announced that. Ticketmaster was saying something about $30 tickets. that it was supposed to be $30 tickets they were going to be doing for the summer, from what I understand. But I never really heard anything else about it. I mean, the way that I understood it was, the way that I assumed it was going to be, was it was probably going to be bands that nobody really wanted to see anyway. You know, more than likely what they're going to do is it's just a little tidbit to make people be like, you know, it's something for Ticketmaster and Live Nation to be like, see, not all tickets are expensive. See, let's see what we're doing. We're trying. We're trying. You know, we're still doing Ariana Grande for like $5 or $6 grand, but you know, you can go see freaking Ellen Jackson. My bad. You can go see Ellen Jackson for like, you know, $30. You know, so, you know, people you wouldn't really want to see. You know, so. Let me see. When I hear Bubbles, I think of the travel. Hey, Tim. They could at least give Bubbles the Elephant Man skeleton to play with. Tell me about it. Something. It's like shit, you know. I'm like thinking, damn, come on. Bubbles deserves a better life than he's been getting. Lol, Tim. I forgot about that. He wasn't allowed to buy that. He had turned around and said that he never had any intentions on buying it. Is what his whole thing was. He's like, I never had any intentions on buying that. I never said I was going to buy that. You know? Sure, Michael. Sure, Michael. Oh. Somebody at my work had actually, let me go ahead and see what Vaginal is saying here first. Live Nation drops the price of lawn tickets for shows that aren't selling. Best just wait until the day up. Tell you the truth, that is a very smart move. I told Lisa the same thing about a lot of concerts. You wait the day of, they usually will release a lot of tickets, and you'll end up getting pretty cheaply. Especially out here, like the Honda Center, some of the places we have out here. If you wait till the day of, you can get tickets pretty cheap at the last minute. You know, you can. And the thing is that, you know, being that we live here in California, we're so close, you know, me and Lisa and some other people were able to go ahead and drive out to the venue and just hang out and see if maybe we can get in, you know, type thing. Be there when the tickets go on sale really cheap or whatever, so. $30 to see Rush these days, for example, is, yeah, there's fucking no way. You know, there was a time where, you know, the amount of money that you're paying for nosebleeds, like I've said many times before, I fucking repeat myself like a broken record, that was the amount you were paying for the floor, you know? I sound like an old man. I'm like, can't pay that much, on the floor. You know? Now you're paying like $300, $400, $500 for nosebleeds, you know? And if you want to be on the floor, it's like, you're signing your fucking life away. You know, so. Tim Allen, hello. I've heard about Blue Dot Fever for concerts. It is becoming a thing. It is a serious thing. But I really, you know, I really don't think they're going to do anything about it. I think they don't fucking care. You know, they're just going, oh, we'll write it out. We'll write it out. We're going to do what we want to do. We don't give a shit. You know, they do not give a shit about the Blue Dot Fever. Until the artists get tired of it. But right now, it's like they've got every venue under lock and key. So if any of these bands want to play the main venues, you know, they're going to fucking play ball. You know, so. I've gotten good seats at the last minute. Yes, you can. You can get very good seats. I've gotten seats, you know, pretty much at face value, you know, at the last minute, maybe even a little bit cheaper, you know, without all the fees and stuff. You buy it straight from the box office. So, yeah. Yes, it is true. It is true. When I saw Elton John last time in 2013, it was only around 150, 200. I was right beside the percussionist. See? That's what I'm saying. You know, that's what I'm saying. It's like, if you're patient, you know, and you're willing to, it's a gamble. You're willing to gamble, you know, on it like that, you know. Yeah. You know, I mean, most definitely. Because, I mean, there's a chance there might not be any new tickets released, you know, or tickets released at the last minute. And you might be asked out, and then you have to go to a scalper or some shit. I mean, I don't know. It's like, I don't even see how they're scalpers. The days of the scalper, I think, you know, being out there being like, hey, psst, psst, you need some tickets to get in. Hey, what do you need? I think those days are over. Those are completely over because people aren't really dealing in, you know, paper tickets. It's like people don't really deal in cash, period. Joe Mayo did a video about this, talking about, like, you know, how he went to the movie theater and they wanted him to put money into a machine and he had to get a card and blah, 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 and this whole thing. And I was just like, yeah, it's fucked up. They don't even want to deal in cash anymore. It's like nobody's dealing in cash. So People are catching on to the dynamic. Yes, they are. They fucking definitely are. It's all a fucking game. It's all a fucking game. But like I said, right now it's their game to play. It's like they've got control out here of the major venues. What can we do? So you want to play SoFi, you got to play ball. You want to play, any of the major arenas out here, you got to play ball. They got the ball. They've got the ball in their pocket. So it boils down to priorities for some. Someone is paying $500 for a concert ticket more important. Now, see, $500 I would pay, maybe, depending on the group, There was a time when, with most bands, I would just be like, I just want to be in the building. I just want to be in the building. I would sit in the nosebleeds, $500, if we can get me in the building, yeah, I'll do it. Depending on who the artist is. Probably not more than that. Probably not more than 4 or 5. I don't think 4 or 5 is... Yeah, it's kind of ridiculous. I have Darker Waves coming up. And Darker Waves, actually, the way that they got me was... I'm getting a 4-ticket package with parking. 4-ticket package with parking for $1,200. $1,200 for 4 tickets. And the lineup is freaking phenomenal. Phenomenal for me. Probably not phenomenal for other people, but for me. Headliner's fucking Morrissey. He's probably not going to show up. I'm not depending on that shit. Not depending on him showing up. But you have Smashing Pumpkins, Soft Cell. You have Psychedelic Furs. You have all of these bands that are going to be showing up. So to me, it's well worth it. Money well spent. And then also on top of that, they're not charging me all at once. It's like I'm paying in payments. I'm paying in payments. So I've kind of had it on layaway. And I think my final payment is going to be next week or the week after or something like that. And then it's fully paid off. So that was a pretty good deal. Pretty good deal. I remember when the news reported Paul McCartney concert tickets were selling for thousands of dollars because of scammers. I don't know how they could actually get around that. I don't know how they can get around. Once the scalpers get a hold of it, if there's a market for it, if there's people that are willing to pay it, as long as there's people willing to pay it, there's going to be people that are going to go ahead and keep that fucking market going. Only ever paid that much for a Stones pit ticket, then Charlie died. Some things are just worth it. Yeah, like the Stones. That's... Yeah, the Rolling Stones, definitely. I would probably pay $500 to have a decent low seat, probably, not close to the band, but not that far away for $500 for this Rolling Stones, especially, back then, when we didn't know that Charlie was going to die on this, but, yeah. 1,200, wow, that is, wow, is that, no. No, but it's 4 tickets. We're talking about it's for 4 tickets. Plus, also, I'm getting all kinds of incentives with food and stuff like that. So, all kinds of discounts and some other things that are free. So it was actually worth it. For $1,200. So, my most costly concert ticket was $275 for Paul McCartney in 2012. The last ticket for the second show. 275. 2012. 2000. Yeah, that's. Yeah, that's pretty good for 2012. 2012 prices, $275. Yeah. With so much use of autotune, backing tracks, and miming, I wouldn't pay $2 to see a live artist today. Going back to what I was saying, about the concert movies that I've been watching, it's getting to the point now where they're not even fucking hiding it, because there was a whole section of the 21 Pilots movie when I was watching it where he is sitting there talking to the crowd, and then he starts doing something else, and the backing track is still playing. You hear his voice still singing in the backing track, whatever, and he just it's yeah, we're up here with laptops and computers and backups and all this shit. It's just, it is what it is, and then there's a whole part where they stop during the song called Lavish, and they're walking and dancing in front of the crowd stuff, and there's still singing going on, there's still drumming going on, but neither of them are playing or singing. It's just, they just don't give a shit anymore. It's like, it is what it is. It's like, I think we've really gotten to the era where it's like, I'm fucking here on stage, fucking be happy. If I'm playing a backing track or, whatever, just fucking be happy. I'm here, type thing. So, Lisa said, hello everyone back home. Good for you. Go take a poo-poo. Take a Code Brown. Let me see. You need to do your homework before going to see anything to make sure it's legit. Yeah. Most definitely. I'm seeing 10,000 Maniacs live in October. The cool thing, I'm on their guest list, so I'm going in for free. Sweet. I saw a clip of Limp Bizkit in Germany, and Fred Durst had the lyrics to Nookie on screen in case you forgot. They actually do have fucking teleprompters. Even my favorite band, Depeche Mode, those guys are so freaking old. Going back to the concert films again, you see that concert film they made for M, they have teleprompters right in the floor in front of them that they can go ahead and look down and be like, oh, okay, that's the next lyric coming up, in case they forget it. Because, you would think that these guys have been singing these songs for like 40 years. They would know them like the back of their fucking hand, but I guess as the catalog gets bigger and bigger and bigger, maybe not. I don't know. That'd be a lot to fucking remember. I mean, if you have like a 12 or 13 album catalog, spanning like 40 something years, I guess it would be a lot. But yeah, a lot of bands are starting to use teleprompters, where they're like having to look down and shit. I mean, sometimes you end up seeing some guitar players who have sound waves. I saw Duran Duran had freaking actual sound waves where John Taylor was having to see where the notes were. Like, it was telling him what the notes were for a certain song, so that if he got lost, he'd be kind of like, oh, okay, oh, this is where I'm supposed to be at. And he's an awesome fucking bass player. I doubt that he's like, becoming lame when it comes to his bass playing, but yeah. So I think they all get kind of lost. As soon as I heard that Don Felder was lip syncing in concert, I didn't see him live with a Guess Who. Yeah, I've heard that what they actually are doing is they say they're enhancing their live lyrics. Enhancing. I'm doing the freaking, apostrophe, whatever the fuck you call it. Yeah. Quotation marks. There you go. That supposedly, yeah, they're enhancing their live performance. And everybody has to be like, oh, thank you very much. $1,500 tickets. Yes, I want to see you enhance your live performance. Definitely. Hey, what's up, Mike? Mike. Hi, Dwayne. Don Felder was the worst concert I've ever seen warming up for the Guess Who. It was embarrassing and completely fake. God damn. I've seen bands do bloopers live, yes. And now it's to the point now where you can see compilations of it. You can see compilations of bands fucking up the equipment. Fucking up their backing tracks. Or they do not care. They do not care anymore. Like I said, they really, 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 really have attitudes about it now. So, Paul Westberg never needed teleprompters. He just made lyrics up as he went. Mike says, hey, Tim, how are you? Tim said, hey, Mike, Dwayne, Paulina. Oh, aloha, Tim Allen. You're all Don Felder sings. Okay, what I'm going to do is I'm going to send out the link to these people. Be nice. I hope we don't end up having like it's been years. It's been years. It's been like a year and a half, maybe 2 years since I used to have that person who would come in the background all the time. So anyways, here is the link if anybody wants to come up and give their opinions. And it gives me a break from running my big fat mouth. So there we go. Teleprompters are fine in my opinion. I don't mind teleprompters. I mean, yeah, exactly. Teleprompters are fine. It's like I forget a lot of shit, and I'm only, well, people would say I'm only 54. I feel like I'm fucking ancient, but yeah. I mean, I get it. Billy Joel says he used a lyric book. He doesn't need it, but he says it's like a Linus blanket. Just feel safe knowing they're in hand. I think that I'll be doing the same. Okay. Let me see. I said this before. It's like someone taking their nephew out for a pizza after their winning baseball game. They order a pizza and get a picture of a pizza. They would feel ripped off. Okay, Lisa said, I'll be there shortly. What is happening, Paulina?
Hey, everybody. And remember, this is not Ski Lodge.
Oh, I'm sorry. I do not want to sound rude or anything of that sort, but is Ski Lodge still a thing? Is he still doing Ski Lodge?
I think it is. I think he tends to take breaks here.
Oh, wait, you cut out. You're cutting out.
You don't hear me?
Okay, there you go.
Okay.
Now I hear you. Okay.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
I have been seeing him doing the shows lately. It's been popping up on my YouTube feed, so he's probably doing it a lot. Yeah. No, didn't see that, Star Trekker. Yeah.
I was watching some YouTube channel. I don't even know what you, like I said, I freaking turn around and my brain farts all the time. Hey Tim, welcome. Yeah, I was watching this one YouTube channel. I don't even know what the name of the YouTube channel is, but what they do is they end up taking like an artist and they end up going like in this archive and they pull out vinyl or whatever, and it was Natalie Merchant. And she was putting out like some records and stuff like that that were supposedly influential records in her youth. And I was like, damn. I'm sorry, but you know me, I'm like, I have a thing about age, seeing like artists that I used to see young age. And she's like looking up there now, and I was like, "Damn, I'm fucking old."
Oh yeah, I seen her thing because she's doing some type of fairy tale kind of album right now, and she already did it. She's doing performances, and so it's like seeing her with like the white hair is like, wow.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
She did a show a couple of months ago. They were saluting someone in LA. There's always those kinds of shows. Might have been Billy Joel. I think she might have done like Summer Highland Falls or something from that album. But yeah, I was like, wow, but she still looks like her. You know, it's so weird.
Oh yeah,
they haven't seen for a long time. They still look exactly like they used to look, but yet they're so different.
Yeah.
Let me see here. Dwayne said, Phil Henley from Wings of Pegasus wanted to notice if lip syncing or miming was happening at performances. I agree with him. Well, I mean, I would say probably, you know, that would be something that I would probably end up saying maybe like about close to 10 years ago, maybe. I would have been like, you know, now it's just common practice. It's like you just assume. I mean, I just assume now that they have backing tracks and they have stuff that's enhancing their voice. You know,
if I assume that, I wouldn't go. Period.
Yeah, but like I said, it's like I feel like we're kind of like going into the era of like, you know, the artist is standing there and just being like, "Oh, be happy I'm here," type thing. You know.
It's so funny, but most of the people that you think would need it the most are the ones not using it, like Elton John, and Rod Stewart, and Billy Joel, and Paul McCartney, and people in their 70s and 80s aren't using it. People in their 40s, but young kids are, but they've used it since they were 2 feet tall. So, you know, they don't know any different. But it's people in the, like, who was it? Motley Crue was touring and they got caught miming.
Yes.
Wow.
They got caught actually. Their instruments having backing tracks that were actually playing for them, because they said there's like a lot of instances you see compilations.
Because Phil from Wings did a video on that too, and he took 3 different shows and put vocals on top of each other, and they matched perfectly. How can you possibly? You can't possibly.
Yeah, because one of the ones that they've really been going after is like Nikki Sixx, because like they were saying his bass playing. They said that, you know, a lot of people want to say that Nikki Sixx was never a really great bass player anyway, which if you really think about it and you go down back and you listen to the Motley Crue discography, yeah, he was an average, you know, bass player at best. He was mostly attitude. It was mostly his image. That's what was the thing, not so much his bass playing. And so now that I think he's getting older, yeah, he's starting to lose his chops. He's starting to lose, and there's been like a lot of instances where, like I said, they showed compilations of him coming out and he's doing the fist pump and he's still playing. The bass still going boom, 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 boom. And he's like out there. It's like, how the fuck you fist pumping and your bass is still playing? The fuck, It's like, what's going on? So,
I don't get it. One band, 60s, 70s, and 80s could play and sound enough like their albums that everybody was happy, and now they can't. I don't quite understand the whole deal behind that.
Yeah. Rest in peace, Hayden.
I just watched Scandal play from like 1983 a little while ago, and I'm like, they were good, and they were totally live, and they were good. I'm like, why can't people do that now? Shouldn't be.
Even the Eagles have uploads of old live music, and it's obviously auto-tuned. I wouldn't doubt that, man. Those guys are so freaking, so vain, though. Lead singer of Greta Van Fleet is so annoying. Lisa's going to come in here like, what do you mean? No, I think they're the greatest band ever. I'm like, freaking... Lisa gets all freaking bent out of shape when I start that. They're just fucking Led Zeppelin clones. That's what they are. They took the Led Zeppelin thing and they brought it to a younger generation. That's all they fucking did. I said they're nothing special. Kiss was caught doing it too. So were the Eagles. Yes, they were.
Well, yeah, the Eagles are famous for it.
But let's give Paul Stanley a pass. I mean, you got to think about it. He's been doing it all these years, and I'm pretty sure now that he's getting older, the dude's fucking deaf in one ear. So the fact that he was doing it during the 70s and 80s as well as he was, okay, let's, kind of give him a little bit of credit there.
If you can't
it's got to be hard
anymore,
now.
Quit.
Uh-huh.
Or go out and do the best you can, like Paul McCartney and Bon Jovi and, people that can't sing anymore, go out and do it. And I'd much rather pay to hear somebody just go out there and than mine. I would much rather they try. They did what I paid them to do. I didn't pay anybody to go out and mine.
Hey, James. The one who really sounds bad, speaking of 80s freaking, speaking of 80s freaking metalheads, whatever, Axl Rose, he sounds fucking atrocious. But I don't know with him, it's like, sometimes he has on nights where he sounds pretty decent, and then some nights he sounds fucking horrible. I'm like, horrible. It took Gene Simmons 4 tries to throw out the first pitch Angel Stadium to taste. Yeah, you got a freaking old loser trying to throw out a fucking first pitch at a losing team's freaking game. I'm like, I'm sorry, man. I love my Angels, but they're fucking horrible right now. Let me see. I love it when an artist has raspy voice. Elton John live in Australia is amazing, and he had nodules on his vocal cords. What is the name of that one freaking artist? I always forget what his name is.
Speaking of Angels, R.I.P. Tommy John.
Oh, that's true. Tommy John passed away today. Yeah. Namesake, of course, being the surgery. I saw him pitch so many times for the Dodgers at Dodger Stadium during the 70s and early 80s. He was an Angel.
He lived here in the desert for the longest time in La Quinta, and he even talked to my uncle a lot of times because my uncle used to work at the golf course he would go to and stuff. So he was like, "Oh my God, he died."
He was from Orange County, wasn't he?
Yeah, I think so.
He was from Orange County, I believe. They were all from Orange County. It was funny because Tommy Lasorda, Mr. Dodger Blue, he would always talk so much shit. And he would be at Dodger Stadium going, I always tell people that being a Dodger fan and being a Dodger is one of the greatest things on the face of the earth. And if you want to put up with that other bull, just go down the 5. Blah, blah. And I'm like, dude, you live in Fullerton. You live down there down the 5. What the hell are you talking about? And he always all the time, like, just go down the 5 and go to Angel Stadium. You can go down there, Orange County. I'm like, yeah, by your house? Yeah, over there.
Yeah.
I'd be like, oh, God, dude. He was just something else. Let me see. Hi, Lisa and Dwayne. Let me see. I've seen comments of recent performances by James Taylor. There were comments that said he had to pack it in. I saw one recently of his. It was probably a year or two old, maybe. He still sounded pretty good to me. You know, but then again, James Taylor isn't really like pushing it like he used to either. It's like he does these performances where he comes out and he does like a 40-minute set, 45 minutes, and that's about it. That's all you get. You know, but he does like these small intimate shows.
Yeah.
You know, or he'll do like, you know, like a festival or something. You know, he'll come out and he'll do like a small set.
It's fine. Do what you can. And people will be happy with that. You know, you don't have to. You don't have to be Frankie Valli and go out to sell out crowds, not being able to move and just pretending to mime once in a while you're picking up dollars off the floor. You know, nobody wants to see that. You know.
Did you see the post that he put on Facebook? I don't know if any of you guys got it. I don't even follow Frankie Valli. Yes. He had turned around and put like some post out on Facebook saying, the rumors are not true. I'm not retiring, blah, blah. And I was like, dude, you know, I love Frankie Valli, respect the man, but damn.
Dude, you haven't sung a note in 25 years, dude.
Yeah. The last time I saw a performance by him, it really looked like they stuck a stick up his butt and he was like being puppeted. You know, like he really looked like he was out of it. I mean, I was like, God.
It's bad. But I think when you grow older, just embrace it. Do what you need to do. People like Ian Hunter's voice is like this now, but that's okay. Graham Parker's voice is gone, and it's fine. They've learned to deal with what they've got, and they've moved on, and they're still going, and that's great. I don't want to hear him miming to 40-year-old tracks when he, you know.
Have you seen Al Green lately? No, no, and I'm kind of scared to like even look that up.
Is it out?
I'm like, oh, I'm pretty sure we gotta accept that most of these their voices are. They did not take care of their voices. It's like, you know. Let's talk about the medical technology. They didn't have the medical technology back then that they had now. When these guys were younger, they were partying, they were doing all kinds of stuff. They didn't have doctors who tell them, okay, you have to take care of your nodules. There's nodules, you have to take care of your vocal cords. You have to do this, you have to do that. Now you have armies of fucking medical doctors like you have on baseball teams or football teams where these fucking musical artists telling them how to take care of themselves and take care of their voice. They didn't have that 20 years ago. You know, 20, 30 years ago, telling them, okay, well, you have to do this. Make sure you take this. Make sure you take that. This is going to put the steroids here on your, you know, this, da-da-da. Yeah, now they have regimens and stuff. They didn't have any of that shit back then.
Or just, like, just simple things to do. Like, okay, maybe before or after you sing, you know, drink some honey tea. You know, put some honey into your tea. And
chamomile.
And chamomile and, you know, do that. And, like, you know, before you sing, like, make sure you don't talk for 2 hours. You know, let your voice, you know, relax. You know, rehab your voice a bit before and after you sing. You know
what? They said that she passed away tragically. I wonder if it was like some kind of an accident or something, because she was so young, 36.
I know that she suffered from mental health issues that was brought on when she had her baby. She suffered from postpartum depression. Yeah, and substance abuse caused by it and stuff like that. So that's why she relinquished all custody of her child to the child's dad. You know.
Oh, see, I didn't know any of that. I don't know anything about her. Really, to tell you the truth.
But but it seemed like from what I've heard, like, you know, it seemed like she was starting to get on great, you know, because, you know, like she came out as bisexual this year. She was like feeling like happy that she was finally able to live her truth and everything, and, you know, and so things are kind of like looking up for her. So I don't know, maybe something just got to her, and but then again, we just don't know what the actual circumstance of her passing. It could have been an accident or something. So we can automatically assume that it was suicide.
Yeah, I'm sure they won't let us know for like weeks, maybe even months, if at all. Or they'll just they'll let out a little tidbit, you know, just to shut the public up or whatever. It's really none of our business if it's a personal thing, you know. Like it was the same thing with Naomi Judd. You know, they waited a long time before they let that out too, and it was none of our business. We knew that she had problems with mental, you know, her mental illness and stuff like that, but her mental health. So You know, but that was really something I think was kind of personal. Winona didn't have to tell people about that, you know, but she did. You know, hello, James. Hi, James. Hi, Mike. The last performance he actually sung was late December back in '63. Ooh. Al Green. Fucking tracker.
What a night. What a night.
Oh my god! And I should have got that because you know I listen to the fucking most horrible music at work. It's like, you know, because I end up having these bone conducting headphones that I wear, and everyone's encouraged to wear them because we have these machines that like sonic concealed baseball cards and stuff that are going off on all the floors. So they want us to protect our hearing. They want us to wear these earplugs, and they want us to wear bone conducting headphones. So they encourage us all to listen to our own music. So I walk around listening to Sirius XM, and I listen to Yacht Rock, the Yacht Rock station, all day, and that song constantly comes up there. That one and I'm sorry, one song that I really hate is I've heard the song like I hear it like 30 times a shift. Ruby, You're a Fine Girl.
Oh,
is
Brandy.
that the name of it? Brandy, You're a Fine Girl. Yeah. Oh fuck, I'm like so sick of that song. I don't know what it is. The guy who works at Sirius XM, out of all the songs he can play, you know, it's like that. He must like that song or something because he plays it like once an hour on the hour. It's like, you know, I'm just like, fuck. Every time I turn, I'm like, oh my god, he's playing this song again. You know, so I just go ahead and I turn it until then I go back, you know, or whatever. So, but otherwise, I really, really enjoy the Yacht Rock station and also the 70s station. Right. But
no thanks.
Getty was able to improve his voice dramatically with the help of a vocal coach. Johnny Rivers, whom I really like, still sounds amazing. I heard that he didn't do excessive tours. But that's got to be the trick. It's just not overdoing it with your voice. You know, conserving your voice. I think that's what's got to be. You know, but nowadays it's like, I think artists are a little bit lazier than they used to be. It's like, you know, it's like now they'll go ahead and they'll go hard for a year, and then they'll take 3 or 4 years off. You know, they'll like release someone.
In the 60s,
a little bit.
2 or 3 albums a year and a couple of 45s and touring. Mm-hmm. A little bit lazier, a little bit.
A whole lot. A whole lot.
Whole careers span 3 albums, you know, and I've been around for 35 years. I'm about to release my 3rd album, you know.
And we have to give artists like we really have to give artists like the Beatles a break because they were trying to sing above the shouting noise that was the fans. Mm-hmm. And you know, even with like the best kind of equipment that they're trying to develop around that time, it just was not cutting the mustard. Those fans were just too fucking loud, you know. Wow. So like a lot of those artists from back then, we have to give them a pass. Anybody past 1976 who sounds like shit, they had no excuse. Yeah. They really had no excuse.
Hello, Sean.
The Beatles today, because they were expecting such a big crowd, Vox made them special 100-watt amps.
Here's a new person, Bruce Colin. Justin David Donkey Donnelly has been chosen to replace it. Oh, is David Donnelly? Isn't he from he's from Rachel's Crew, I think, isn't he? Or Rachel's Place has been chosen to replace Sid from Slipknot. We wish him all that. Okay, cool. Please be civil, Bruce Colin. Hi, DJ Trish. How are you doing? Just pray the news I don't make it. Hi, Trish. Hello, Trish. Hey, Trish. Exactly, Paulina. Agreeing with what you just said. I have a fun new video up at DJ Trish's channel, DJ Trish M for Mullins. Hey, Dwayne. Hey, James. Yeah, but that's what I was gonna say. Is that song's just been. It's that one and what was the other one? There's another song they play over and over again. So what I've been doing is I've been like, you know, because I pay like $12 a month for SiriusXM. Because I have Spotify and stuff like that, but I was like, okay, sometimes I don't want to play a playlist, especially if I'm going to do it for hours. So if I'm going to work like an 8-hour shift, I'm just like, I just go ahead and like have somebody else play it for me. It's like, play me shit, tell me, you know, whatever, you know. The thing I like about SiriusXM is like, it's like listening to playlists all day, but there's no DJs except for when I listen to First Wave. Then you have Richard Blade, and the thing that I've discovered is when I was young and a teenager, I loved Richard Blade. I fucking loved Richard Blade. Loved hearing his voice. Loved his commentary, whatever else it was. Now that I'm 54, his voice is like fucking grating on fucking like, it grates on me. It does. It's like, after listening to it for an hour, I'm like, okay, I'm done. And his freaking stupid jokes, I'm just like, I've had it. Okay, I'm done, dude. I'm like, just play the fucking, play the safety dance. Shut the fuck up. I'm just like, enough. I'm no fan of RG, but David is a good guy. Yeah, I don't know him. I don't know anything about him, so I couldn't say anything about him, So I don't know. Anything from Dungeon Lane is overplayed. I don't know. I mean,
haven't heard anybody play one track from it, so how could it be overplayed?
Yeah. I was about to say, the only time I've heard it was I listened to it twice, and I kind of put it away, and yeah. I mean, I got it on CD, and I played it twice, and, I haven't really listened to it since then, but I haven't heard anybody else playing it. Even the Beatles channels on SiriusXM aren't really playing it.
No. I know one show that's played it. It's called Super Radio. And it's by this guy that doesn't have a name anymore. I'm plugging my new podcast.
There you go. Super Radio. Is it okay? It's called Super Radio now instead of Pops and Clicks or Pops and.
Yeah, no. I'm doing a new show, and it's called Super Radio, and people are liking it. I've gotten some really positive comments. It's doing better than Snap Crackle Pop was when I ended it.
You know what? I am going to go ahead and listen to you at work tomorrow. I haven't, I'll be perfectly honest, I haven't listened to it, but I will listen to it tomorrow at work. I'll go ahead and I'll put you on YouTube.
Podomatic.com, still the same drive. But there's humor in it. I don't want to give it away, but I'm not the only voice you'll hear in the show. I'll put it that way. And it's kind of humorous. It's shorter. It's tighter. There's not much wasted time. It's mostly music. It's probably an 85 to 87 minute show generally, and it's 80 minutes of music. So it's it's not a lot of wasted time. And,
you should put the link in the chat, Tim.
I'm not on YouTube.
Oh, you're on the computer? Okay. Oh, you're on YouTube.
No,
okay.
I'm not on YouTube.
Got to.
But it's snapcracklepower.automatic.com. Or just look up Timothy Allen's podcast. You'll find it on Google. You just do that.
Okay, so it's at the same address then.
Same address. I didn't change any of that. And but I decided when I was going to do it to have these other voices in it, and I myself never say the name of the show, and I never say my name ever.
You don't have Doc Dawkins on there?
It's sort of like just turning the dial on a radio, and you find a song you like, and you stay there for 80 minutes. That's sort of what it's like. It's not a big show where there's an intro, and it's not like that. It just sort of starts and ends, and the songs in there.
You need to start having Doc Dawkins and the crew on there. You need to have them record little individual parts, and you put them in the broadcast too.
I found other means to do that, which is great. I spend some time writing once in a while. Good for the show. But Doc Dawkins actually listened to it, and because he didn't the first week, and I was getting mad at those guys because they couldn't have been less interested. I'm like, I support you. I watch you guys, and you don't. But Doc came first thing when I came on today. He's like, I listened to a really good show today. In fact, I listened to 2. I've got a list of songs I need to look up and all of this. And he was really enthusiastic.
Yeah, I saw that part actually. I saw that part on his. On his.
Somebody's listening.
Live stream. Yeah, I was watching his live stream earlier, and I know he had asked me to come up and stuff. But the thing about Sundays is like Sunday's my reset day, so it's like when I push everything into Sunday, like laundry, doing all that stuff. So, and I know that every time he's asked me to come up, I'm like, oh, well, I'm doing laundry, I'm doing this. He's probably like, oh, Dusty's saying he's doing laundry. It's like, no, that's my reset day. I'm like, oh yeah, I got to do all this stuff before the week starts, you know. Oh no! Oh, look who's here. Groovy Lisa can't afford AC.
It was a running joke.
Star Trek said I was watching an old episode of Mystery Science Theater and they made a joke about how Ringo Starr made some really bad music. Oh, hey, Belle.
Hey, Belle.
How are you doing?
So
James probably said,
many
that's funny. I listened to Super Radio tonight.
What is the Super Radio? I gotta look it up.
It's my new podcast.
Ah.
Mm-hmm.
I'll
Been
look
gone
up
for
Super
2
Radio.
weeks, and it's doing well. I made it up
I
to
found
number
it.
3 in pop last week. Good enough.
We love you too, DJ Trish. I'm off the next 4 days. I got PTO. Woohoo! I wish I was off the next 4 days. I've been off for 2 days. I was off yesterday and today, and I got to go back tomorrow. Back to the hellhole. Back to the pit. No, I'm just kidding. I like my job. Let me see. Oh, hey, Brandon. How are you doing, man?
Hey, Brandon.
Hi, Dusty. Nice to see you. Let me see. Tim, are you going to do your live 45 spins, Tim?
I would love to, but I don't think I can. I don't think I have a laptop that'll let me. The laptop I use for everything now is my computer is one of these laptops that if anything gets above a certain volume, which isn't very loud, it just mutes it. And so that's useless. So my other laptop won't let me in StreamYard. So that's why I stopped. I didn't want to stop.
Mike said, yo, Lisa. I think she said her sister just came in. Said, be right back, sister is here. I know, Brandon. I mean, I know how close you were to her. I mean, I don't know if anybody else heard, but I don't know. I don't think Tim really knew much about her, but I think you probably remember from close. Tanya Z, she passed. It's I haven't said anything about it because it's like I knew Tanya, but it's not like she was like she wasn't a close friend where I could say like I knew her so well, type thing. But she was. I liked her. I mean, I used to hang out with her on her live streams. She used to come to these live streams. I never got to meet her or anything like that. But a lot of people, you know how it goes when somebody dies. Everybody wants to act like they freaking knew her. They were the one who was closest to her. They were this, they were that. And that's exactly what happened to her with her. And I just kind of like stepped at her and I was like, I'm not going to get involved in that shit.
Times, but that's it.
Yeah. But I mean, I do miss her. I mean, she used to have like the live stream. She would do them on Friday nights, Saturday nights. And, we'd go and hang out there, me and like Ann and, Brandon and some other people and stuff like that. Jason Callan would be there and stuff. But, she had like heart problems. She had heart problems in the past. And then also, she, had other problems, stuff like that. I won't get into it because it's not my place to say or whatever. But, yeah, she passed. That's what more can I say? I don't know anything more than that. But, yeah, everybody kind of just like went at each other about her and stuff, and I was just like, that's wrong. I don't think that's what she would want. Her channel name was Tanya Z, Star Trekker. Tanya Z. She used to do like these long ass freaking like live streams, like 24-hour streams. She did it before.
When they pass, it's just for everybody to carry on. That's what most.
Yeah, it's
do your thing.
I mean,
live your best life. That's what most people would want.
Yeah.
Randy Bachman's vinyl tap was cool. Every morning I wake up with a realization I can't believe it. Can't believe she's gone. We were exceptionally close. I always made her stream. Yeah. I mean, I understand, Brandon. I mean, most definitely. Like I said, it's like, I always try to make her stream. I always would at least comment. Even if I didn't pop up on her panel, I would at least comment and stop by. She knew I stopped by. Yeah, it could. I wouldn't really say she was a drama stream. A lot of drama did happen there, but she wasn't really like a shit stirrer. She really wasn't. It's like the shit just came to her, you know. It's like, but she wasn't really the stirrer, you know. But I think she was just in. A lot of people from that community went over there, you know. But I'm always worried about her heart problems. I was always worried about losing her. That worry became true to him. Yeah, I mean, she had almost died on us a couple of times, you know. So yeah, it was tough, you know. But she wasn't going to change who she was. She was going to change how she lived. You know, she was set in her ways. And you know, what else can you say besides that? You know, what else can you say besides that? Today marks 8 years since Aretha Franklin passed away, and 49 years since Elvis passed away. God damn! I didn't realize Elvis died in 77?
Yep.
77.
Yep.
Never heard of her, but my thoughts to anyone feeling lost. Yeah, you know, it was like, I wouldn't say it hit me as hard as Beans did when Beans passed, but you know, I spent a lot of time with her, so yeah, I was upset about it and stuff, but it was just one of those things where I wasn't gonna, you know, I never say anything when somebody passes. It's like I just don't want to get wrapped up in that. It's like, I figure I have my own emotions about it, I have my own feelings about it, I have my own grief system, and I just leave it there, you know. She always told, like, yeah, she did. She was very blatant. I'm like, she was very, very blatant. But it was like, she would do this stuff where she would get pissed off at me saying something. She'd be like, you know, Rick, fuck you, because she'd be drinking. Fuck you. And she'd kick me off her stream. And then the next time I'd go to her stream, I'd say something, and she'd be like, oh, hey, Dusty, how you doing? She'd like call me back in. I'd be like, oh, you kicked me off last time. She'd be like, oh, I did? She wouldn't even fucking remember. It was all like, she used to do that all the time, where she'd like, so, oh, I didn't mean to. Oh, well, my bad. And then she kicked me off again. So there you go. Star Trekker loved Natalie Merchant. Brian, no, she was not drama. She was a Hangout channel. Yeah, basically that's what I'd say. She was but I mean, as in any channel, anywhere, you end up getting people together. There's always a certain amount of drama that pops out, you know, especially the characters that she had. You know, I was 11 in 1977. So sad. In 77, I was 72. I was only 6 years old.
I had to Google the Hayden Panettiere thing because I was thinking it was a joke. But wow, 36 is so young to pass away. She was in that show Heroes, if you guys remember that show.
Yeah.
So young. That's what I remember her from, is Heroes.
Elvis is my number one singer. That's right. Mike is a major Elvis fan, isn't he?
You'll be happy to know.
Has anyone here ever been to Graceland? Any of you three?
Nope.
Been to Graceland? Me neither. I was about to say, I don't know if it's on my list. It's like one of those things where I think, like, if I drove past and I was like, oh, there's Graceland, I'd stop. But I don't think I'd be like, you know what we're doing this summer? I'll tell my daughter, you know, we're Lisa, I think we need to go on down to Graceland because I need
to. But but my dad met Elvis.
Oh, he met Elvis.
Yeah, because my dad used to work for some type of detailing thing in Palm Springs. Elvis came in and had my dad, like, you know, do some work on his car and stuff. And this is like back in the 70s, and he gave my dad like a $100 tip.
Really?
And you know what he did with that $100? He went straight to San Diego and bought a lot of Beatles memorabilia with it.
Really?
It wasn't like, it was like you weren't gonna keep the dollar and have him autograph it. It's like, no, I was gonna buy some Beatles stuff with it.
Which would have been something that would have made Elvis probably extremely angry. Yeah. I'm like, oh, because then he couldn't stand the Beatles, wasn't it? Or was it he just? I don't think it was that he couldn't stand the Beatles. I think he was just extremely jealous of the Beatles.
He was, well, if you call going all the way to then President Nixon, telling him like, hey man, we gotta get rid of the Beatles. We gotta kick them out of America, you know. That's more than jealousy, dude.
Yeah. He was encouraging Nixon to get rid of London. That was part of it. Yeah.
Let me see. I've been to Tennessee 10 times.
It was that same meeting where he asked Nixon for a badge, and he told him, like, you know, get rid of the Beatles. You know, they're bad for American life and stuff.
Paul Simon kept saying he was going to Graceland, but he never made it there. Okay, Brandon, you take it easy. You ever need to message me or something like that, find me on Facebook. Message me. Let me know how you're doing, man. Talk to you later. Had a Tennessee sheriff follow us for an hour because we had Illinois plates. I'm sorry, Illinois. It's Illinois, right? Not Illinois. One time I was talking to this girl from Chicago, and I said Illinois, and she got so pissed. She was like, I don't say you're from California, do I? So why the fuck would you say I'm from Illinois? I was like, oh, easy, girl, easy. I'm all, just for that, you can pay for your own dinner. I'm like, oh. Let me see.
Well, it's in the lexicon of people that live in California. It's like, you know, there's. I saw a post, and they said, like, you know, there are certain town names that we always never pronounce a certain letter, like Santa Ana. We just call it Santa Ana. Mm-hmm. We press over that T.
It just runs into it. Just rumbles on.
Yeah.
Speaking of Santa Ana, I am like so ticked off. I have this guy at work. We just call him Big Guy. You know, because he's a freaking monstrous guy. And he introduced me to online gambling, online betting. And there's a certain website I use. I'm not going to say what it is because I'm not going to sponsor them, you know, or anything like that. But he turned around. He like kept on telling me about this. He's all, oh, there's this fight going on. It's an MMA fight. This guy, his name is Richard Miranda. He's from Santa Ana, Tustin area. He's from your area. He's from our area. We gotta put money down on him. He's gonna win. It's his first MMA. You know, his first UFC fight. Blah blah blah. And he kept on hyping it. And he hyped me and a bunch of guys at work. So we all freaking bet money on the guy, and the guy got his ass kicked like in the first round. I'm like, he went right down. I was like, see, that's why I never freaking bet money. And I was like, that's why, you know. But and of course, me like a dummy, I'm like, oh, because you know you get caught in the loop, and I was like, well, I want to make that money back. So I turned around, and I discovered on the same website that they do these combos where I can bet on like maybe 6 or 7 baseball games at once, and you bet on all the underdogs. They have you bet on all the underdogs, and you could put $20, but you can win like 13 or 1400, you know, type thing. And luckily, the first one I hit, I turned around, and I was like, okay, I'm gonna do this one. I turned around, and I put $20. I was like, that $20 is gone, blah blah whatever. Turned around and get a notice that boom, jackpot. You know, you can go ahead and take the money out. And I made like $1,400. I was like. And I just turned around and stopped myself. I was like, no, not putting more. No, not giving it back. I'm not giving it back. Fuck them. So I turned around and deleted the app. I'm like, I'm out of here. I'm like, I'm out. Let me see. Bell said yes. It's silent. Go. Sana Rosa. What is it? Sana, something with the frog butt. Something like that. Sana, something.
Oh, you mean Sana Colita de Rana?
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, it's supposed to be like ask for a frog or something.
Yeah.
Sana de colita de rana.
Yeah.
Yeah. I certainly appreciate Elvis more now than I ever did in the past. I just didn't appreciate his talent and how important he was to music. I think that towards the end, he was starting to do that thing where he was like kind of like when Madonna was going through a few years ago, and finally, thank God, she snapped out of it, where she felt like she had to be in competition with the younger girls, but all she had to do was be Madonna, you know, type thing. It's like, I remember she was like trying to keep up with all the younger girls, and she was doing all this crazy stuff, and people were like, dude, you don't have to do that. You're a fucking icon. You're Madonna. You don't have to do that shit. They have to like worship you. You don't have to keep up with them. And I think what happened is I think Elvis kind of fell into the same thing at the end. You know, like he wanted to keep up with the younger groups, and but he didn't have to. He was Elvis, but I just don't think he realized that. That's just an opinion. Just an opinion. Sacramento. I see Dusty Cooter also. Yep, Cooter died too. He was like, what, 4 days ago? Yeah, Cooter. Wasn't he like a politician, I think, at the end? I think he was like a politician or he was like a city council member or something of that sort. Elvis was from another realm, I swear. Well, like Tommy Lee Jones said in Men in Black, he said, nope, Elvis just went home. So, Elvis didn't die, Elvis just went home. True Bell. Lisa's doing this thing where she's not going to talk. She's going to go ahead and type everything. Turn your fucking camera on, Lisa. I'm like, oh, no. Just turn your camera on. Yeah, Dwayne, only 3 cast members left from Dukes of Hazzard. Is Daisy Duke still alive? Can people hear me? I'm like, oh, can people hear me?
I'm not sure if she can fit through your average doorway anymore, but I think she's still on.
Mm-hmm. Mother said that rest in peace. The Sun Record sound was well crafted. Mm-hmm. Big fan of Madonna in the 80s and 90s, most definitely. I was her first album the other day, last week, and stuff like that. I hadn't listened to one of her albums in fucking ages.
Well, I was talking to Fit to Be Tie-Dyed the other day, and I was going through a stream of watching like modern rockabilly kinds of bands on YouTube. Mm-hmm. And it's not that they're not talented and they can't sing and they can't play or anything, but what I realized, and the Sun comment made me think of this, is technology has gotten to the point where you can't hear the room anymore, if you know what I mean. There's no atmosphere. Everything is too clean. And certain music shouldn't be clean. Rockabilly shouldn't be clean. You shouldn't hear every single instrument, every single thing. It should just be. I mean, rockabilly was recorded, a lot of it, with one mic in the middle of the room, and they would just all gather around and play. You know.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's one of the big problems for me with modern music. Is you literally you can record it in a baseball field. It doesn't matter. The technology takes out anything that's not supposed to be there. And I don't think that's a good thing. Some records sound the way they do because of the room. What's that famous studio in California that they sold the mixing board and they made that movie about?
Sound City.
Sound City. It was the room. It was the room, and now that the room's gone, the board still exists, but the room's not there.
Actually,
but it doesn't matter now because
that's not true. They did reopen Sound City. I think that documentary did such good for that studio that they decided, you know what, we're going to reopen it, and they end up ordering another console for it, and so.
But the problem it was the board along with the room. But anyway, the new console, you won't be able to hear the room anyway, so it won't matter. You just that's a problem. You know.
Well, what I'm thinking also is like the acoustics of the room. It has to do with like the wood paneling and everything else. Like, where I mean, did they do any kind of like, documentation to recreate the room in the new Sound City, where they could recreate like so that way the sound would be because like you said, a good percentage of it was the board, but a good major percentage of it was probably just the room, the acoustics of the room. So I'm wondering, were they able to recreate it?
It's gonna have enough technology that takes all of that extraneous noise out anyway, and that's a big problem for me. It's a huge problem. I forget her name. Pauline, you might know who she is. She's a redhead, and she's got curly red hair, and she can sing like an angel and plays acoustic guitar. And sometimes she plays with a guy too. I don't know either of them's names, but there's this video of them singing live, like in a pasture with just a mic and their guitars, and they're doing Blackbird or it's something from the White Album, and it's amazing. But the thing is, you only hear them and the guitars. I mean, and they're recording it outside live. I mean, you could tell that it's actually live, everything. But it could be anywhere. There's so much technology now that it doesn't matter where you record, because
Mm-hmm.
Technology take the room in the atmosphere out of it anyway. And to me, that's a big problem.
Mm.
I know I
What
did.
was the?
I did something today, and it surprised me a lot what I did because I record music at the moment. I record music with my phone. I use GarageBand. Now the thing
Mm-hmm.
is, when I will mic my bass amp or guitar amp with my phone. So for some reason, my phone has like a really nice microphone that really picks up every kind of um, detail of the sound. And so I remember I was like recording today a song, and I was playing I plugged my Hofner bass into my Fender amp, and the cool thing is when I was sliding the from one note to another, you can actually hear me slide. And I'm like, I never heard a sound like that on any of my recordings before. That's neat. And that's what I like about the recording I did today. It was like I can hear everything. If I'm sitting like on a chair or something like that, I can hear the creak of the chair. I like all that stuff that's in it. You know, like that's to me that's connects it to the salt of the earth. You know.
Well,
Mm.
all old music. Sgt. Pepper wouldn't sound anything like Sgt. Pepper if it was recorded today. I mean,
Yeah.
they did so many, taking 4 tracks, putting them in one tape, sliding tracks down. That they were getting sounds on the tape and stuff because they've done it so many
Mm-hmm.
times. And that's part of the album. And when you've got 200 tracks, you get 0 loss. Some loss is good in audio. I hate to tell these audiophiles out there, but you want some loss in audio. It adds character. There's not much character. It's all just anyway. I'm off my high.
Let me see. James said ASMR music is a thing these days. And unless James is joking, I don't know. But I know I've heard a lot of recordings recently where, like you were saying, they are trying to like pick up the nuances of the room, like you said, little things like they want you to hear the like the ambiance in the environment around the music, not just the music itself.
Well,
What was the name of that? Uh-huh.
Like
What was the name
when
of that?
CDs first came, what was the first thing they did after a couple of years when CDs came? They started adding record noise to music. Remember when that was a big thing for a few years? They had record noise
Yes.
because it was too perfect. They realized it didn't take them very long to realize that, okay, this is too perfect. We got to do something here. But now it's so perfect. It's not good.
What's the matter, my mouse? We
were
found
you
out
about
he's
to say
19
Dusty?
pounds. No, I was saying, what was the name of that movie that was with the guy who played the Hulk? Mark Ruffalo?
Yeah, begin again.
There you go. The one where he turns around and takes her to all kinds of different like environments or all kinds of different places to record her album. I was thinking about that when you guys were talking about how, like, or when Tim was talking about how they had done Blackbird in the field or whatever.
Yeah.
I was thinking the same thing. Miss Dusty, I just pre-ordered the Proclaimers new album, CD signed and a signed card, and train new CD was. Proclaimers are still around?
Yeah. And by the way, I
Michael.
just remembered it wasn't Blackbird, it was Honey Pie. I remember, I knew I'd get this on it. It is Honey Pie. Too much
Yes.
stuff now.
Yes. During my time off this week, I'll be recording new diaper dancing videos, but you only see them on my OnlyFans page. If Honey Boo Boo Sister can have one, so can I.
Oh, the Bygones. Is that who you're talking about?
Yeah, that might be who it is.
Yeah, it's Joss Turner and Allison something. Yeah.
Yeah.
There are still some artists and producers who value the atmosphere and environment of the room. Tim, Bonnie, Prince, Billy is a good example, but they are out there.
Well, I'm not
Yes, the
saying they're
Proclaimers are
out
great.
there. I'm saying this is what's wrong with radio and all of this kind of modern. It's just, it all sounds the same, and you can't hear. And I was mentioning it because looking for rockabilly, and you need a little grit and dirt and something in rockabilly, and none of them had it. None of them. It was just all 100% clean. No, I don't want 100%.
Buddy, you need to go on a diet, buddy. Yeah,
I'm also happy to announce, and they did like a subtle way of announcing this. We're gonna get a new album by the New Radicals.
Oh, they did finally say they're gonna make. You know, I was gonna say no offense to Colin, but like they're like one of those bands, just like the Proclaimers, where it's like, I don't know. Have you ever gone to like you go to a show, right? And they have an opening band, and you're like, the opening band's, oh, they're cool, they got a couple of hits, blah blah whatever, and you're kind of like, but they're like one of those bands. You're like, do they have a fan base? They have a fan base? They really have a fan base? And then when you go, you realize they have like a huge fan base. You know, that's like the New Radicals. It's kind of like, okay, well, they had the one song that I know of, but do they have a fan base? And then you go and it's like, oh, they got a big fan base. You're like, what the fuck? There's New Radicals fans. You know what the hell?
They always did, because it's so amazing, because if you watch that video from Todd in the Shadows, he even featured some tidbits from like Joni Mitchell. She said, like, you know, you get what you give is like a song that excited her the most out of many songs that came out within the past 25 years since it's prior to its release, you know. So, and then you have Ice-T. He's saying that he really loves it. You have The Edge from U2, and he says like really like that song, you know. And so it really showed, like, you know, this band really did have a fan base. It's just that we just never and Greg Alexander didn't realize how big of a fan base that he is, or how people really love this music, because he shut down the band after a few months. He's like, I think this is just gonna be a one-hit wonder band. Like, no one's gonna listen to our second single, Someday We'll Know. Like, you know, I think we're just gonna be that one-hit wonder band. So you know what? I just want to pack it in. I just want to be a songwriter, producer, sometimes being an artist, but most time be behind the scenes. But the interesting thing is, there's a second single called Someday We'll Know. And 2 years later, Mandy Moore will cover that for the movie A Walk to Remember. And then after she did her cover, America covered the song. And then after America did it, then Hall & Oates covered that song. And he was like, oh my God, people are covering this song that
you know what that proves? It proves he is right. He should just be a songwriter. That's what it proves.
Well, he did an amazing job as a songwriter. I mean, he had a number one hit with A Game of Love with Michelle Branson Santana, and then he had like a lot of hits in England with people like Ronan Keating, Melanie C, and Sophie Ellis-Bextor. The biggest one became a very big hit 2 years ago here in America, called Murder on the Dance Floor. And and so it showed, like, you know, like he really knew how to write songs, but he really made like a lot of great demos too, because I've listened to his demos, and sometimes there's like this one song called Blown Away that he gave to Ronan Keating. I like his demo version better, and I actually liked his demo version of Game of Love than what came out with Santana. His demos were stunning, and everybody said, like, you know, these demos alone could have been like another New Radicals album, and these could have been hits. But he just like, no, I just want to be in the background and stuff. And it really showed, like, you know, he still knew how to write great hits, because going back to Begin Again, he wrote that entire soundtrack. That entire soundtrack is him. And he won a Grammy with Lost Stars, which was a song that Adam Levine wrote.
Adam Levine, I know him.
And he also, him and Danielle Briswell both got Grammys for that soundtrack. And so everybody says that soundtrack is basically just another New Radicals album, but with different singers.
Yeah.
What is wrong with you, Mama? You were just like so. He's not happy. He went to the vet and we found out how bad he was.
My favorite soundtrack from a movie is Once. That's my favorite soundtrack. Once. I love that movie. And I love the soundtrack.
It's probably one of my 10 favorite movies.
And then also I love the soundtrack from Tron that Daft Punk did. I really enjoyed that, and the soundtrack for Love and Mercy. Love and Mercy. The one by Atticus Ross.
She probably said, I bet you Lisa's laying on her bed. There you go. Why don't you just turn your camera on? It's like I hate avatars. I'm sorry. It's just
no. I had to put avatar mode for a minute because my sister's here. My sister.
Oh, she's in your.
She's in the
she's
house.
in your room.
No, I can hear her from the room, and she might come in here. So she doesn't want to be on
Oh,
camera.
if she comes in there, turn off her camera.
Yeah.
Well,
What a concept! I'm just kidding.
Some other great soundtracks were, I love the Josie and the Pussycats soundtrack. I just like, because that's basically kind of like another Letters to Cleo album. Because Kay Hanley from Letters to Cleo, she's singing like all those songs. And the many writers that was on that, involved in that, including Jane Winland, she was writing some songs for that. Adam Schlesinger wrote songs for that. And speaking of Adam Schlesinger, That Thing You Do, great fucking soundtrack right there.
You know what else is a great soundtrack? The first Grease soundtrack. I will stand on that hill and say that's a fucking good soundtrack.
Kind of iconic. It's iconic soundtrack, I guess you could say. I think that's like one of those soundtracks that everybody and their mother bought. It's kind of like Thriller. Everybody had it.
And Saturday Night Fever. Saturday Night Fever.
Tim's gonna be like, I didn't have it.
There wasn't a song from it that wasn't played on the radio, I don't think.
Well, thank you, James. But that soundtrack we were talking about the other day, people were talking about what's better, Grease 1 or Grease 2, and I said Grease 1 for sure, because Grease 2, I didn't really care for Michelle Pfeiffer in that movie.
Oh, wait a second. Hold on, I'll be back in just a moment. Hold on.
Well, the only
as I say, I hate avatars.
the only song that I liked in Grease was the song Grease, performed by Frankie Valli. I just love that song to bits. I could listen to that song over and over, and I never get tired. And I think it's like the only song that Barry Gibb wrote for that soundtrack.
I love Olivia Newton-John songs in that movie.
Hopelessly Devoted to You.
Yeah.
And
she was Summer great. Nights. How do you not like Summer Nights? And what, you're the one that I want. I mean,
I like Beauty School Dropout too. I like the whole album.
I did love The Worst Thing I Could Do. Stockard Channing. I had a crush on Stockard Channing when I saw that movie. I was like, she's my kind of girl.
I mean, if you think about it, it's very interesting. She's 34 and she was playing a high schooler.
Yeah.
Well, that's
that was very
1955.
Common. That's very common. Nowadays they do that too.
That's what they did back then.
Yeah.
I will say this too. Even though I feel the movie is crap because they didn't tell the story truthfully, I have to hand it to the soundtrack of the Buddy Holly story. And the thing that surprises me is Gary Busey, Charles Martin Smith, and Don Strauss, they're actually doing the entire performance themselves. It wasn't like they were bringing in session musicians to play the songs and then miming them. That's actually them playing it. Charles Martin Smith actually learned how to play the stand-up bass, and Gary Busey already knew how to play guitar, and Don Strauss already knew how to play drums. So it was just amazing for them just to, do that soundtrack, together. It was so great to hear them do that, I was like, oh, Gary Busey is a really good guitar player. Hear him play guitar on that, doing that guitar thing on Rock Around with Ollie V. That's fucking hard to play. Let's see.
Okay.
Loser list. I will say, I love Xanadu. That's one of my favorite movies, and that's one of my favorite soundtracks. You can't go wrong with the ELO. What they brought to that soundtrack, and then I really love Magic by Olivia Newton-John.
Grease 2. I don't know. Grease 2, I mean, I guess that was like one of Drew Barrymore's favorite soundtracks, I think it was.
I think the only good song on that soundtrack was Cool Rider. I That's the only thing I agree with. I didn't like the other song. Cool Rider was good because I loved hearing Michelle Pfeiffer sing.
Not interested.
No, that box set that I bought, Paulina, it freaking turned out to be great. It turned out to be really, really good. I was really impressed. A lot of these albums I hadn't heard in their entirety, so that's probably the reason why. But yeah, I had purchased. Guess how much I paid for this thing? $12 for 5 albums. I was like, what the hell? But I'm starting to wonder. It's like, how do they put these? Let me see. Let me put some light on this shit. There we go. It's like, how do they put these together for like $12 for like 5 albums? It's like, it's like, I'm like thinking, are the CDs like inferior or, how exactly is this working out? I don't get it. Because I have like this one that was $12. And then, like I said, before I had bought that one, that one was suggested to me because I had bought this one, which was the same thing. It was the first 5 albums for $12. And I was just kind of like, I play them through the DAC and they sound phenomenal. I'm just like, okay, well, great. I'm like, yeah. But, yeah. I was like, tripping out. I was like, okay. I think it's more like a budget kind of thing that they did. It's like, they're just giving you the artwork and the CD. It's like they're not gonna give you like the booklets that come with it, or because a couple of those albums came with gatefolded, and they're not gatefolds. Yeah, I mean they try and I guess
they probably start out like $12. That's the thing. But once you make your money back, then you can lower the price, and
Yeah.
Well, I mean, it's probably like like Star Trek was saying, they probably didn't start off. I wouldn't say they were probably that much, but I'm pretty sure maybe they did cost more. I got a CD set like that. It's a 3-in-1 box Peter Green era Fleetwood Mac. Yes, they actually have that one too. It's like a Fleetwood Mac, the first 5 albums or something like that. But I'm looking for that punk compilation that was on TV, the one that had Huey Lewis in the news. I watched that freaking thing the other night. Don't tell me they put it in your algorithm.
We've now been told that that's a fake commercial, which just ruins it for me.
Was it? Man.
It was a fake commercial, which ruins it for me. I love the idea.
That sucks.
Punk, and the second song you hear is Punk Lean It's Over. I love that. That's like, oh my God.
That commercial was hilarious. It popped up in my algorithm yesterday. I was like watching up late at night, watching YouTube like I do, and go down the fucking rabbit hole. And it popped up there and it said cringe punk compilation from the 90s or something like that. And I was like, okay, let me take a look. And you look at it, it's just a cheese commercial. It looks like it's really on VHS, like somebody recorded it. Really looks like it was real.
Apparently, what this person that told us that it was fake said that two people that could act decided to make this video, and they took this is a real compilation. It just wasn't called Punk, and they took out all the parts about what it was really called and filmed new ones, and then edited it all, and made it look good, and then there it goes, But there wasn't a Punk comp, but that's funny. Punk, and you get the Eurythmics.
It was like Eurythmics, and it had like Huey Lewis in the news. I wanted your drug.
Huey Lewis in the news, my favorite punk. Farmer Chameleon is on it.
Yeah, it's fucking horrible. It was like so funny.
Oh my God.
No, what I like about these though is, I mean, even though they're not like you were saying, a lot of these albums were originally gatefolds. I mean, they try and like, I guess, kind of reproduce like the album cover or whatever. But I was like, good enough for me, meaning that I didn't have these albums already, and I figure if I really like these albums, I can always go out and buy the original, CDs or whatever, or I might actually pick them up on vinyl or something. I mean, for $12, it's a good introduction, I guess.
Yeah.
Because I know of Roxy Music. I know some Roxy Music, but I didn't know, this gave me a chance to, like, kind of dive deeper.
Yeah.
So. But, I was, like, trying to... So I went and I was, like, going to see what else they have and stuff like that. So it's like... So now it's, like, suggesting them all to me. Oh, well, this 5-album set. Not the original 5-album set. Da, da, da. But I've noticed that the Rhino ones... These ones are made by Rhino. And these ones are... Wait, no, I'm sorry. No, they're made by EMI. These ones are made by EMI. There's ones that are made by Rhino, and these ones are made by EMI.
Yeah.
But the Rhino ones are way more expensive.
Yeah.
than the EMI. The EMI ones are cheap. You see, it's like when I saw Regis Philbin autobiography in Dollar Tree.
Oh.
I would have bought that.
Dollar Tree's not stocking
Yeah,
books
'cause,
anymore.
make me big.
Uh-huh.
Make me big. So these are the CD versions of Roxy Music. Like this is the first one.
Yeah.
And it comes out like these. These
Hey,
are like
Jason.
the remasters that came out in 2001, and the CDs even look like the vinyl records.
Oh, okay.
So that's Roxy Music, and then there is For Your Pleasure.
Mm-hmm.
This is the one with Do the Strand and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
There's Stranded with Street Life and Mother of Pearl. Country Life with All I Want You and Out of the Blue. Oh yeah, that's the cover.
Yeah. Prepubescent.
Yeah. Siren.
Okay.
This is Viva Roxy Music.
Uh-huh.
$4. Manifesto. I like this album. This is a great album too.
Uh-huh.
Flesh and Blood. I really love this one.
Uh-huh.
Avalon. The baby making album.
Yeah, I have that one on. I have that one on vinyl.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
And While My Heart's Still Beating.
Oh,
The
okay.
live album. So yeah.
Now, what is strange is with this one, they did not include Avalon in this one. It's like they turned around and they skipped Avalon and went straight to that other album
Yeah.
for this one, because this has Siren, Viva, Manifesto, Flesh and Blood, Heart Still Beating. You know, it's like they skipped Avalon, unless because maybe Avalon was a more popular album.
They'll skip the most popular album, or I don't know if you ever noticed, greatest hits albums are usually missing one or two greatest hits. Usually, like the biggest ones. You know, like Peter Gabriel's original greatest hits, that one that came out in like '88 or whatever, that kind of looked like So, didn't have In Your Eyes on it. On purpose.
Okay.
So you go out and buy So too. So you know, the record companies do that on purpose. That was how.
Oh, hey, instead of saying that I had that record on vinyl, I could have just put it on my shirt. Just put it in my shirt. I have it on vinyl. Which I usually don't always have it on vinyl.
No.
I mean, I have a lot more CDs than I have freaking vinyl. I'm just kidding. No, my CD addiction is getting to be fucking too much. I'm having to tone it back.
If you really want to get adventurous too, with their music, I'm missing an album somewhere. There is also the first Brian Ferry solo album, Full of Stings, Another Time, Another Place, Let's Stick Together, In Your Mind. I'm missing a CD somewhere. I can't find it, but it's Bride Strip Bear, and then there's Boys and Girls and Bet Noir.
Yeah.
Now, this is a good album. If people like Johnny Marr, you'll love this album because he's on it.
Okay.
I mean, if you want an album that you can find easily, there's plenty of copies of it at your thrift store. This album right here. I found it at the thrift store today. This particular album I found at the thrift store again. It just never wants to escape me.
Wait a second. Did you pick that up?
No, I didn't. But you remember I showed you a picture?
I know you showed me one. I was like, that's one of those ones that you always see at the thrift store.
Always, constantly. Every time I go I found 4 Kenny G's today. Somebody was unloading their Kenny G's.
That's what I see at the thrift store.
I found
the
2
same
copies.
Freaking album.
2
yeah, same. Yeah.
Album.
You know.
Well, the last time that me and her went to Salvation Army, we didn't find anything.
And I found a ton of Reba McEntire. Somebody was like unloading the Reba today.
Hello, Mr. Callan. How are you doing this evening?
I'm doing really good. I woke up and I
That's
thought,
good.
no one's been going live, so
They'll
I
be
found
back.
a thing I can come up on. Thanks
Uh
for having
huh.
me available.
Not a problem. Not a problem. Not a problem. No, but the last time that me and Lisa went thrifting, we didn't find shit. But we only went to one place. We went to Salvation Army. But I was telling her that, but I don't know if she's going to come down. That I was saying next Sunday that I wanted to go ahead and go on a record trip again because I wanted to go to a couple other spots. Like I want to take her to Dr. Free Clouds, go to Ross the Cowboy, and then also go to Mr. C's Records, which is where I guess it was used in That Thing You Do.
Oh,
I guess Mr. C's Records.
cool.
So it's over here in downtown Orange, the Circle, I guess we call it. So, but at least it's like, yeah, I'm like, oh, I'm gonna go anyways. Be here, or don't be here. I'm like, oh, I'm gonna go anyways. Be here, don't be here.
Be
You two, how
right
did?
there or be square.
Yeah, How to Dismantle an Atomic Bomb is a good CD from 2004. U2 new CDs out this fall.
I haven't kept up with U2, but I always find that particular album and a lot of 90s U2 at the thrift store.
Mhm.
Always. They're easy to find at the thrift store.
James Farley said, if I could walk, I would be in the thrift stores and Goodwills all the time. You should get yourself a scooter. Get yourself one of those scooters,
there was
man.
a guy.
Get
there
out
was
there.
a guy today at Savers. He could walk,
Mhm.
and he was just wheeling himself around on an office computer chair, and he kept
Mhm.
bumping into my sister's car. And my sister Danielle told him, "Why do you keep bumping our car? Do you like us?" And then he's like, "Oh, I'm sorry," and he stopped bumping into our car.
He's on. Let me get your telephone number,
He was
Lisa.
there. He was there with his. My sister said he was there with his Torto wife. My sister goes, his Torto wife put him on a lead.
Got to keep me away from those tortas. You know how that goes.
No, she looked like the tortas that you show in the memes. Exactly.
Mhm.
She had the tattoo. She was chunky. She was wearing a shirt 2 sizes too small for her. Total torta.
Wow.
He released in the news. I want a new drug. Best punk song of 1983.
I found that at the thrift store.
Fantastic. Fantastic. Punk
You
and
need
it's funny.
Ghostbusters. No, just-
It's like Death Row Hall waiting for heavy metal.
oh, yeah. So cool. I had a question.
James-
It was,
Uh-huh.
you talking about Ryko disc earlier?
Ryko disc?
Yeah, about like playing them more expensive than if someone Ryko disc was more expensive with one band.
I don't know. When I was, were you guys talking about Ryko disc?
No, not that I know of.
Ryko disc was more expensive. I think about 20 minutes ago.
Oh, I don't remember. I was talking about. I know I was talking about these. I was talking about the 5-disc compilations, but I was saying that Rhino Records is what I was saying. Yeah, the Rhino compilations are more expensive. These are ones that are made by EMI, and that the ones that are usually made by like Rhino are a little bit more expensive. They usually are.
I got rid of their budget line
I mean,
probably 20 years ago.
Rhino and Ryko disc, are they the same company or not? Probably not.
No, Ryko was like a
just-
very independent kind of company from the 80s
Yeah.
to 90s.
I
But
can't remember if they were the ones
Yeah.
that released. This is a long time ago. I had. They released Hardcore Diva Volume 1 a long time ago. That was on Rhino, or I can't remember. I got
No, that was Ryko. Ryko had people like Elvis Costello for a while. They had Frank Zappa. They had some early Devo. Early Jonathan Richmond and the Modern Lovers wound up on Ryko. They had stuff like that.
yeah, they had people like Badfinger. The stuff that they did after Apple.
Okay.
You had Chris Bell on it. They had Big Star. David Bowie.
Yeah, I
was
was about
on
to say
it.
Big Star and Chris Bell and
Elvis Costello was on it.
yeah, the first time Costello sounded decent on CD was on Ryko.
Well, it
They
was,
had Yoko Ono on Ryko too.
well, it was weird though because TiVo just released. They moved the company. They went Enigma from Warner Brothers. This is back in 1990 when I was in the Army. I remember they had something called Smooth Noodle Map, It didn't sound anything like Devo. It's like them trying to make like a rave album, stuff like that.
Yeah.
It was okay, but um, I only listened to it a few times, and then it came with Far Out, not Far Out, but Hardcore Diva Volume One. It had like stuff like Space Girls and Automode down and stuff.
I
Then
only
I
have one
from
Devo.
from my face back to Devo again.
Yeah.
Mm.
And
Yeah, 'cause I was-
Ryko,
I'm sorry.
and,
Mhm.
and Ryko was the only record label that made for CD the John and Yoko Zappo
wow.
albums. It's like when
Oh, yeah,
EMI
I forgot they put
when
those
EMI were
out.
starting to put out John Lennon CDs, they were like, "Oh, we're not gonna put that shit out. Nah, you have to go to another label, Yoko, to put those out." So Ryko put out Two Virgins, Stifled Lions, the Wedding album, and the Yoko Ono Apple albums as
Good
well.
old wedding album.
Yeah, I remember like there was some stuff about Michael Douglas of them, John Lennon, and someone before, and then Yoko Ono and Barry on, and they kept trying to.
You just
Oh, Michael
describe
Douglas.
how she sings. You
Yeah.
basically describe how she sings.
Talking about when your Chuck Berry was all Chuck Berry was like
Yeah, that's it.
supposedly.
They
Yeah.
kept
Yeah.
trying to blank it out. Yeah,
Oh, the Jack
But you
Douglas
know-
show.
that's it. I used to watch
But
Mike
you know,
Douglas
but-
needs to get
Oh.
more respect than he gets.
Oh, Mike Douglas.
I
watched
I know
there's a
Michael Douglas.
22-minute clip of the Mike Douglas show on YouTube from 1976 with Billy Joel. And Mike
Wow.
Douglas lets the guy play 3 songs. I mean, who's Billy Joel in 1976? Nobody. He got to play 3
I
songs,
agree.
including The Entertainer.
I mean,
Wow.
if you want to
He
watch a
wasn't
good
going on
interview,
doing The Entertainer on The Tonight Show. I can
Thank
tell
you,
you
Forrest.
that.
I
You know,
mean,
I
I
have
mean, if-
respect for the man.
you want to watch
Mhm.
a good Billy Joel interview, he recently did one with Rick Beato. And it was pretty good. And also Billy Joel interviewed, not Billy Joel, Rick Beato also recently interviewed Sean Lennon, where they were playing guitar with each other, which I thought was a pretty good interview. He didn't focus completely on talking about his dad, because I know Sean Lennon probably gets that question a lot.
Yeah.
So, how is your dad like? You
Yeah.
know, all this question about, because he was only 5. He was only 5.
That's what I was gonna say. It's like why would you ask that question? It's like he doesn't really. I mean, he knows, but he doesn't really know.
He doesn't know
You know.
much about how it,
Yeah.
and Julian was 21 when he passed away.
And
So,
you know
I know
what's
that-
funny? Mike Douglas asked Billy Joel,
Oh yeah.
why you don't do a lot of like chat shows and stuff.
Yeah.
Why did you pick this one if not? And he's like, because you have real live music on this show and other chat shows don't, and I'm not really into that. But
Yeah,
I'll gladly come and play live. And again, who's gonna let you say that in 19?
Exactly. I mean, they asked him.
Nobody,
Yeah.
but there's Mike Douglas going, go ahead, you know?
Mike Douglas is great because Rick Beato recently asked Billy
Cool, when
Joel.
you think about it.
Yeah.
Rick Beato recently asked Billy Joel what was the hardest song to write. He said Allentown, because the lyrics were, he just couldn't come up with the lyrics and he was going to scrap that song.
Oh
He's
wow.
like-
Oh, okay, I'm on.
He was going to scrap Allentown.
I
And
know.
then
Yeah.
Yeah, they asked him what his favorite, I think Rick Beato said his favorite song was Honestly. Honestly from Billy Joel. But
I grew
it's
up
on
watching
YouTube,
Mike
watch
Douglas.
it.
Yeah. Do you ever watch Dinosaur too? Dinosaur
Oh, I
too,
know
that's-
Dinosaur.
Dinosaur.
Yeah, Dinosaur has a TV show too.
You know, speaking of funny things, you know what I found at the thrift store? You guys all know him. James Cagney. I found a poster of James Cagney.
Oh,
That's pretty sweet. That's pretty sweet.
I was like, I should have took it home with me because it was about James, and I was like, that would have been cool, but I didn't. And the guy next to me was like, who's James Cagney? And I was like, I'll pretend you didn't say that.
Yeah.
My favorite.
Yeah, I mean,
Say
kids
that.
didn't know any. They don't know any better.
Mm.
But it was weird though, because I remember at noon on ABC, he used to have the Don Ho show. I've been watching that.
Oh, Don Ho. It's
Yeah.
funny you mentioned Don
Andy
Ho.
Bubble.
I told my sister you need to listen to Don Ho because she's
Yeah.
going to Hawaii.
Oh yeah. Well,
I'm
these
trying to
kids-
brush her up on her Hawaiian music, and Don Ho.
Oh yeah, definitely. He's a big guy right there, you know.
Don
And then I
Ho,
remember like going to
Tiny Bubbles.
yeah.
That's all I know
they
by him.
They did an R&B cadence of Tiny's Bubble. where
That's
we
all I
wrote
know
it
by
like
Don
that.
Ho. If you're a Don Ho aficionado, you can come and crap on me in the comments and be like, he's more than just Tiny Bubbles. I'm
Yeah, well,
sorry.
I
That's
know.
all I
I'm just
know.
saying.
That's all I know.
I'm saying that's what we sang in the
Of course you do,
military.
Mike. Of
They
course
had
you
a
do.
version of Tiny Bubbles. Yeah.
Of course Mike owns. Mike, do you own every Tiny Bubbles variant?
I don't. Oh,
My
sorry. Go
favorite,
ahead, Paulina. Uh huh.
my favorite soundbite about the song Allentown is from when Billy Joel did VH1 Storytellers, and I really liked it because he was very candy about it. Because he said like, I did the song Allentown, then all of a sudden there's a review in the newspaper saying, "What the hell is this songwriter doing about singing about people that are unemployed?" And he's like, "Hello, I'm a musician. You don't think I know what it means to be unemployed?
Yeah.
We invented unemployment. It's our
Yeah.
term, actually, before we were called bums."
I mean, I like that song. I just think I like that Billy Joel writes about everyday real perspectives in his song,
Yeah.
and that's what I like about it. I mean, my favorite album is probably right now is probably The Stranger.
Oh
The
wow.
Strangers is probably my favorite. Or
I was about to say, I don't think I own. I'm freaking so last week. I don't think I own one Don Ho LP.
I don't either.
Yeah,
But
I
remember
don't
that
know
one
either.
time I found
Yeah,
Tiny
the greatest
Bubbles and
hits.
I was gonna send it
Versions
to
of
you. You're like,
these
no.
movements for walking.
In
TikTok.
I mean,
You know,
what's his big song, people? What's Don Ho's big song?
Tiny Bubbles.
Tiny Bubbles.
What else is
Tiny
there?
Tiny Bubbles.
Duh.
Meow.
Tiny Bubbles.
Mhm.
I told my sister to listen to Tiny Bubbles and the guy who sings about the rainbow with
Oh,
the
really?
ukulele.
What
Now
about
him I
emptying
like.
the glass? That's a good
I
one.
like him too. He died so young though, which is sad. But I like
Heart attack. Yeah, it's hard. Some people just, I don't know. It's like me. I've been big most of my life. I've been able to knock on wood. Now that I fucking said it, now I'm gonna freaking have the big one.
I know. Well, I've been bad.
I'm like, oh no, I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
No, but yeah, it was his heart that gave out. I think like the young. He was a young kid though. He was really young. I forgot what his name was though, but he was like
Israel,
500-600 pounds.
Israel, and his last name is really long. He's a Samoan.
I should have been born in 1912. That's an inside joke.
I have
I
to,
get it.
I have to say,
I get it.
I have to say that I don't have Don Ho, but I have his daughter's music.
Oh,
Oh, cool.
well, now you need Don Ho.
Oh, cool.
This is her album, and then this is the CD single for Perfect Day from Legally Blonde. Oh,
that's
and
cool.
there's
Sorry
also
for her.
this one as well for Snow Day, Mother Dumb Blonde.
I remember Snow Day.
So
I
yeah.
saw that.
I feel sorry
Well,
for
they
her
had,
because she started her whole childhood being a little hoe.
What about-
Well, I had a neighbor, Tim. You know what his name was? His first name was Dat, and his last name was Ho.
yeah.
He was Dat Ho. No, Vietnamese people have the most interesting names. Dat Ho was his name. I used to say you are gonna be that Ho when you grow up.
Yeah.
And who knows what happened to him? But if you're out there, Dat Ho, did you
Yeah.
become Dat
I'm
Ho?
gonna be here.
Oh my.
Yeah.
You know what? I saw the strangest thing on eBay, Tim. It was the most unusual thing. Since she mentioned Dat Ho, it just reminded me of it. Remember the scene in Full Metal Jacket? Of course, you remember the frickin' Me So Horny scene, right? With the hooker and, the soldiers, blah, blah, the guy on the motorcycle, the whole thing. Well, anyways, they made a diorama model set of that.
What?
Where it's the girl. Yes, look it up on eBay. I forgot what it's called on eBay, but they have it and they're selling it where you can like put it together, you can paint it and make a diorama of the freaking me so horny scene. We love you a long time. They freaking have one. I should look it up. Hold on. Yeah.
Anything now. That's probably what it is. Somebody's
No.
made a 3D.
Yeah.
I gotta
What is
ask a
someone?
question. Somebody can answer this. So, the Me So Horny scene, right?
Yeah.
Is that where Two Live Crew probably got the inspiration for the song?
Well,
Me
probably
Yeah.
it's also
I love it.
Where else?
My brain is like
Oh.
because I've
But-
never seen the movie in its entirety.
Oh,
I've
it's
seen
pretty
like
good.
clips of the movie. And
Yeah.
when I think of like war movies, I think of Full Metal Jacket. I think
Yeah.
of Platoon, The Killing Fields. There's a lot of movies that come to my mind.
Apocalypse Now.
Apocalypse Now.
Oh,
Never
A
forget
few
that
good,
one.
a few good men.
Uh,
There's a lot of
That's more of a
Saving Private Ryan,
that's more of like a legal kind of movie.
or
than
Saving Private Ryan. You would
war
consider a
movie.
war movie.
yeah, that's a good one.
oh
Because,
God, watch now. I'm not gonna be able to find it.
Yeah. Well,
Oh,
Check your history.
Remember,
well,
like,
like,
well,
you know-
you guys talk about music a lot, right?
yeah, we talk
Remember
about
when
Uh-huh.
we
music
talk
went
about
along
music. We
into,
talk about all
like,
kinds of things.
Yeah.
Candy, kind of? Because I'm like, we talk about Billy Joel, right?
Yes.
Well, my early memory of him was they played, saw his on American Bandstand. You may be wrong, but you may be right. Only
Yeah.
like a year later, I remember they'd have like, he had something called Chew Booms, right?
Yes.
And it was like a little teeny tiny album cover that they would have.
oh yeah,
Yeah,
Chew
Billy
Bops.
Joel.
I
And then
remember.
Uh-huh.
I remember hearing about that.
Yeah, there was a piece of bubble gum in the shape of a record, and there'd be like a piece of paper that have lyrics in it. I remember getting the glass house.
You guys had the Chew Bops, and me and Paulina had the Hit Clips. Remember
Yeah.
the Hit Clips, Paulina?
No, I never had a hit clip. But I did
No,
have
you
Chew
didn't
Bops.
have. You didn't have it, but it came out when we were young. The Hit Clips.
Yeah, that was cool.
I had Chew Bops because my dad collected them because they made Beatle ones.
yeah,
My
I remember the
dad
Beatle one
didn't
was
collect
happy.
anything.
I still have a Kinks one for the road cover somewhere. Chew Bop.
Well, there was a
Another one
Blondie
of them.
one too, and then a couple of them.
Yeah, I mean, when it came to those things, I remember hearing about them. I don't
Yeah.
think my dad necessarily. My dad collected like the cereal box records. That's what he
Oh,
collected. You'd buy the
Meow meow.
You'd buy the cereal boxes and collect the little records from them. That was what he did. But
Oh my goodness, where was it at? Hold on a moment.
today I was at the Savers.
Check your history
It was
browser.
crazy.
If
Oh,
you
yeah.
look at
I
it,
tried it. It goes back too freaking far.
Yeah.
you cannot do a search on it.
Well, there's still a site that sells those things too, you know.
Yeah. No, you can like get them off of eBay. I've seen them on
They're
eBay.
expensive.
They are expensive. Like a lot of these like old stuff
Yeah.
are like super expensive, to be honest. And I
I
haven't.
mean, that's not worth my time to get those, but they were cool as a kid, you know.
Yeah.
Well, they would have just. I mean, all I knew was they would be like, I go to the, I gotta go to Surefire, right?
Mhm.
And it'd be like the aisle where, I mean, before you get to the, put your food on
Yeah.
conveyor belt. There's like a big display that had like about, I don't know, 20 of them on there. You know, it's kind of cool. I remember had like, yeah.
I mean, because my dad did not buy the Chew Bops. I remember, so that's why I remember the Hit Clips. But I didn't buy Hit Clips.
Yeah.
I think the first time I bought something that was like to put music on, or I think if I remember, was I had a CD player.
Yeah.
No, my Walkman. That was the first thing my parents ever bought me was a Walkman. I felt like I was the richest kid in the world because I had a Sony Walkman.
Wow.
I felt like people were telling me, "Oh, Lisa, your parents must be well off to buy you a Walkman." I didn't realize it back then. I thought, "Oh, my parents just got money to spend." And nowadays, these Walkmans are worth over $100.
Yeah, I can't find it right now. If I ever find it, though, I'll send you guys pictures of it. But it was literally like
Well, I never got a walk until I was in the military.
Yeah.
And boy, that was handy too. You know, walking all over. I mean, 'cause I had a lot of albums memorized because in '90, I heard of the band for like over 2 years, and then coming back before going back, I had no luck. And then in Fort Bragg, I remember buying like the first few Devo albums.
Yeah.
Not Devo, but Guara. And my walk, I was able to memorize. It was Hello and Dum Dog.
I think everybody pretty much remembers one of the very first albums they bought with their own money. It's like when you buy your very first album as a kid, it's a rite of passage or something. Buy your very first album, save up all your money, go to your local.
We were talking about this on Docs today. Right here. First album I ever bought with my own money.
Eric
Still have
Carmen.
it.
Ooh.
And look at the shape it's on. This usually has tons of ring work. It's like bronzy gold.
Yeah.
Were you all by yourself when you bought it? I was kidding.
Yeah.
You had hungry eyes.
I bought it at Hill's department store. It was $4.56.
Oh, I
I
remember my first record was I bought was a 45. It was a Blues Brothers Whole Lot Lovin', and then the other side, but she took to Katie. Does anyone know what that's supposed to mean? She took to Katie.
I have no
still don't
idea.
know what that means. Remember, she took to Katie, left the mule to ride. I still don't know what that song means.
There's like a lot of things. I don't remember. I think I remember the Blues Brothers. I think I remember that.
I like that.
Rest in peace, Eric Carmen. How long ago did he pass away? Was it? It was only a couple of years ago. Wasn't it a year or two ago?
2017?
Yeah, and I was in mom jail when he passed away. Yeah, it was.
Oh, right.
Oh yeah. So yeah, well, that was like what, about 3 years ago, wasn't it?
2021?
Yeah.
Damn. See, to me, everything's a couple of years ago. Everything's a couple of years ago to me. People are like, oh no, that was like 5-6 years ago. Yeah.
You know what? You know what's ironic, because we're all missing Tanya, right?
Yeah.
And guess what I saw today on the YouTube on the news? People talking about like tipping getting more outrageous. So we talked about that. Tanya and I used to, about tipping and stuff like that. I was getting too out of hand. Yeah.
Oh, you're talking about tipping culture, that people are tipping.
Yeah. It's outrageous.
Yeah. I was watching. Well, I'm sorry. Go ahead,
No,
Jason.
you keep going.
Well, no, I was going to say what I had been seeing was I had seen a video where they were talking about, and I thought it was the most disgusting thing I'd ever seen, but they're talking about Postmates, about how the drivers, if you turn around and take it, okay, for one thing, most of the drivers are not taking their orders. And for some reason, they know when you tip or when you don't tip. I guess it goes on the receipt or something that's, I don't know what it does, that you left no tip. So what ends up happening is those orders end up staying there for the longest time before they get taken now. That basically Postmates and Uber Eats and DoorDash, they're refusing to take them now. They're just like, you know what, they don't want to tip, fuck them. You know, they won't take their orders. But then some of them, they're going ahead and they're taking their orders if they're not tipping, and they're eating out of the bags. They're like, they eat some of their fries, they eat some of their nuggets, they eat, you know, whatever. I was just like, damn, for real. I always tip.
I tip $1 too. That's all I tip. I tip $3. My sister said I should always tip between $5 and $20. Like, well, I think I'll be living high and hog with that.
I remember Trekker. The very first album I got Trekker, it was 89 or 1990, and it was the New Kids on the Block's very first album. And my dad bought it on cassette for me. It had a book with it. You got to learn about all the members. That was the very, very first album my parents bought me.
My first record was Monkey's Greatest Hits on Arista. Bought it in 1980.
Oh, cool.
I bought that CD like last week, a couple of weeks ago with Lisa.
It sounded fantastic. Funny you mentioned the Monkeys, because I was in a thrift store today. They were playing the Monkeys.
I think they had probably one of my best deals as far as buying stuff was like, I think it was like $6 or $7. It was Devo's Do Traditionalist. That was right after Theme of Toys. That was my favorite album of theirs, by the way. And I remember buying it on the album, and then you open it up, and like the album seemed to be covering all this stuff. You can order all this stuff from Devo and stuff. I didn't want to ruin the album sleeve inside, you know.
Yeah.
And then there was a poster inside, and then there was the EP inside of Planet Earth and Work in a Coal Mine. So the heavy metal soundtrack. Yeah.
It's interesting what you find in albums sometimes. I've heard people talk about the weird things they found in albums. Like people have found a joint, or they found some money in an album, or someone said they found underwear one time in an album. I was like, ow.
Was it, I don't know if it was Shed Flips, Tim. Do you remember when I think it was them who did it, where they had bought this whole collection of CDs that they were going to put on Declutter and they were going to sell? Or was it somebody else who was another flipper? I don't remember. They opened up one of the CD cases and they found like a bunch of 20s, And I think they had only paid like $40 for the whole thing of CDs, and they felt like 200 something. Was it Shed Flips? And he's all, "This is not staged." He's all, "I just found this almost like $200 or $300 in here. This was like, it paid for the whole thing and then some, for whatever he got." So yeah.
I'll tell you what, my one friend bought by the footprint. I kind of had to laugh. You know the hell how the greatest hits albums and stuff.
Yes.
Everyone had one. He bought the greatest hits of A Flock of Seagulls.
That's not a bad compilation, though. I have that one.
That's not bad? Okay, I didn't know, because he said they're all bad except for their hit songs. I like Decades. Decades for Duran Duran. I love that one. That's what I bought. I remember my parents bought me the Best of Queen on 8-track.
That's taking you back.
Yeah.
Well, Queen's had like 3 greatest hits compilations that are considered the main ones, like, Volume 1, Volume 2, and Volume 3. I think I bought them all at like Walmart for like $24 on 3 CDs or something. I have them on vinyl too, but yeah, so they had like 3 of them or something like that. But the Flock of Seagulls one, it's like, and I know Tim hates saying this, but Flock of Seagulls is one of those bands where it's like, I like them, but if you have the compilation of the best of, you have everything that was exciting.
Yeah, I mean, they only had one hit. They only had one hit.
Yeah, I know, man.
Disagree.
Yeah,
I just don't like people that call them albums. Like we were having this conversation on Docs today. Somebody commented, "What's your favorite Steve Miller album?" And Doc says Steve Miller's greatest hit. And I'm like, that's not an album.
Okay, well, yeah, you can't do that.
Not an album.
Well, I mean, I'm sorry. Go ahead, Jason.
I'm sorry. I remember Pink Floyd had a great hits album called A Collection of Great Dance Songs.
Yeah.
Yep.
That was cool.
Now that's a band where.
Yeah.
No, I was gonna say, now that's a band where you can't just be like, okay, you have a greatest hits compilation or you have a whatever, and then just be done at it. I mean, Pink Floyd is way too involved.
I mean, people can say a greatest hits album is great from Pink Floyd, but then it's like, what if sometimes you're feeling Animals, or sometimes you're feeling At the Gates of Dawn, or sometimes you're, in the mood for Adam or Letter Heart.
Brother.
What was that record that came out?
Pulse? Was it called Pulse, I think?
I never heard that one.
I was thinking it was called Pulse. Because it did a nice job, because all the songs were meant like it's a real album. It had a flow like it was a real album.
Or are you talking about Echoes? It might have been Echoes.
Yeah.
I mean, I only have like 4, I think, Pink Floyd albums in my collection. I have Saucer Full of Secrets. I have Dark Side of the Moon. I have Relics. And I'm thinking what else I have. I think that's all I have. Dark Side of the Moon, Relics, and A Saucer Full of Secrets. I feel like everybody in one capacity or form owns Dark Side of the Moon, whether it be a CD, an 8-track, a tape. I feel like everybody pretty much has that album. It's like the most common Pink Floyd album. And somebody somehow got it. They don't know how they got it, but they have it.
Oh, hey, Steven. I once paid $20 for a stack of CDs. I opened one of them in El Pop. I hope you got your money back. I hope you got your money back. Oh my God. Yeah, but I mean, when it comes to greatest hits compilations, I mean, it's like there's certain bands where you can't get away with it. There's certain bands you can, like when I was talking about the Romantics, it's like, okay, the Romantics. I'm sure there's fans who'd be like, oh, no, you need to have this song or that song, some deep cuts, stuff like that. But for me, I was just like,
albums, Romantics. And gotta be done.
I think I have the first 2. To be honest, Tim, I think I have the first 2 on vinyl. But like when it comes to CD, it was like, well, I hate to sound like over on the Doc history and be like, well, that's all I need. I know Tim.
It's not like I don't have great hits. I have tons of great hits, but I never go, that's all I need.
Yeah.
Or sometimes they put too many songs on this. Half of these songs shouldn't even be here. That's like, why do you want to pay same amount of money for less songs. I never understand that either. I know people too that will used to buy a CD and oh my god, it's got all these bonus cuts on it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that's the reason why, like I said,
why are you complaining?
you know, I'm really starting. That's why I said I'm really starting to like these. You know, where you end up getting like the first so many albums or whatever. You know, I'm really starting to like these compilations where you get like the first 5 albums. Or whatever. It's like with these, it's like, why would you get a greatest hits when you could get the first like 5 or 6 albums for like $13, $14, $15? You know, it's like.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
Well, kids today, they don't know. Because now they don't, like, when we bought records, we bought a record that every song was great. Beginning to end, you know? It's not like they, when they go for that one song or 2 songs. You know?
Mm-hmm. I miss that smell from 90s cassette tapes. I remember 80s cassette tapes. I don't know if anybody remembers this. People are going to say I'm probably fucking nuts. But I remember Capitol cassettes from the 80s, to me, always smelled like, when I opened them, they smelled like corn tortillas. I'm sorry, but to me, it always did. They smelled like fresh corn tortillas. And I remember I had a bunch of, like, you know, Duran Duran cassettes, Iron Maiden cassettes, all the XDR cassettes from Capitol. I'd open it, I'd be like, it smells like corn tortillas.
Oh, wow.
You know,
And they smelled amazing.
Yes, they smelled amazing. They did. You know, I don't know if it was because of the type of materials they're using on the cassettes for XDR, or you know, if it was a different formula. You know, but it had to stay. To me, it seemed like it had a distinct smell to it. They did so, and I feel sad because I find XDR tapes out in the wild or whatever, and you know, now they're like 30, 40 years old, whatever, and I'll like open them and be like, oh, they don't smell anymore. They don't have that smell. Kind of like when you buy like a strawberry shortcake from the 80s. She doesn't smell like strawberries anymore, you know? You know? Kind of like the same thing, I guess. Certain bands have no filler material on their albums. Hard to make a greatest hits album.
I mean, I found this. I found this at the thrift store today. It is a greatest hits. It's the best thing I found.
Oh, wow.
Bon Jovi, Crossroads. I think it's a great.
Cool.
I think it's like it has all the hits in the back. Look, you have I can't even read. Living on a Prayer.
Well, fair.
Keep the rules. I think. I can't.
Oh
read.
wait, you're keeping it? I thought that was for me.
It is for you. I already have a copy. I already have something like this in my collection.
Yeah, I have to PayPal it to you.
Yeah.
PayPal you the money for it.
Oh, man.
Because I have not New Kids on the Block. I'm like looking. I mean, I already have it for me.
Yeah.
Oh, you have one already.
Yeah,
Okay.
so that's why I got it for you because you said you didn't have it. It cost me. It cost me $4.
Oh, not bad.
$4.
You're going to hate about CDs? Those stickers.
I will. Next time I see you, I will bring this for you, and I gotta give you this too.
What's that?
Oh, my Cheeto socks.
Your
My Cheeto
Cool.
socks.
He's like, I need to wear those to work. You didn't bring them last time. I forgot. Like, so much was on my mind, but
that's cool.
next time I will bring you this because they had a Bobby Darin, right? But the Bobby Darin, when I looked at it closely, it had a very big scratch on the back of the CD, and I was like, oh no, I can't take that home.
That was a good compilation too. That was a Rhino, I think, compilation. Wasn't
Yeah,
it?
but I
Darin?
think I have a Bobby Darin.
Which
I'm a-
one?
Mhm.
Two.
It was
There's one with a dark cover and one with these like drawn in cartoons.
No, it was a dark cover. It seemed like it was like a dark red, like almost like a burgundy.
Wow.
I think.
The reason why I did not get it is because the cover because it was a little scratched on the CD, and I already think I have like a singles collection, and it just made no point to buy it.
Oh, okay. Well, you should have brought it to me. I could. No.
Oh no,
not that
it
one.
was Rhino.
No?
No,
This
let
is
me.
Rhino.
No, it wasn't that one. No, it's Rhino too.
Okay, hold up. Let me look it up.
I didn't know
I think it
Rhino
was
did
like-
another one besides this, and like I said, there's one where he's drawn as a cartoon.
Well, let me look it up, Rhino. I should have gave it to you. I know. I didn't think about it.
No, because I have the thing to buff them out.
Oh, okay.
You do? Cool.
It's let me send a picture. It's this one here.
Oh, my God.
One of my favorite compilations.
The
Is
greatest hits, more greatest hits of the Monkees.
I love this one.
Here.
I
see
feel
if
like
you-
this is the one that gives you like the best deep cuts. Like Take a Giant Step, Mary Mary, Sometime in the Morning, Rented Scout Skip, Words, Valerie, The Girl I Knew Somewhere, Saturday's Child. Such a great comp.
I
And
sent it.
I have this one, and I also have, and I know Dusty has this one.
Nice. Yeah, that's the one that I just got.
Yeah, the
Uh-huh.
artist ones. Yeah.
And I only paid, I think, like $3 for it. I was like, what a bargain. I was like, oh, what a bargain.
I sent you the link
Lisa,
to
that's
the
the one I
CD.
just showed.
Yeah,
That's
no,
the
Oh, I'm
that's a
sorry.
different one. It's a different one. No, that's a different one,
Mhm.
isn't it? It's the same one.
No,
No,
the
it's
CD
got
I
if it's
just
got him on the
showed.
cover, it's the same one.
I don't. Okay, well,
It's the
anyways.
CD I just showed. I just
Oh, I
had it in my
didn't.
hand.
Yeah, but it's a good compilation. I have one. I have
Like I
one
said,
in
I
my
didn't. I
collection.
thought they only had one.
Well, you know the thing is, I've
Mhm.
been lucky with finding Bobby Darin. I also found Bobby Darin on LP,
Uh-huh.
but I wanted one that had the hits. So eventually, what I'm going to buy, I found it on Amazon, is that Bobby Darin's greatest hits on vinyl. I do want to own Bobby
Mm.
Darin. My
Well,
dad loves the
now
heck
it
out of
might
Bobby
be
Darin.
different, but Bobby Darin is one of those artists that spent his first few years on Adco, which got
Yeah.
swallowed up by Warner Brothers, and then he went to Capitol. So he's one of these artists that are on two different labels. So
I love
it's
Bobby
hard to
Darin.
find
I
all of
watch
his
his high
hits on
performance.
one thing because he's on two different labels.
I'm trying to find the one that I have in my
Mhm.
collection to see what one it is because I bought it.
Yeah, the one where
I
he's a
bought it from
cartoon is
Goodwill.
the Capitol stuff, and this is
Wow.
like the Warner Brothers, the Adco stuff.
Mm.
You know what, Star Trekker? You ain't wrong about that. You ain't wrong. That's a $2 Goodwill masterpiece. You can find it at Goodwill any day for $2.
How many Josh Groban CDs have you bought at Goodwill, or how many, Lisa? How many? One?
The
Just
debut
one?
album because I lost it and I found it
Mhm.
at Goodwill for $2, so I replaced it. And
Oh,
and then
okay.
I have, as far as his records go, I have three.
Mhm.
I have like a deluxe version of Coaster.
Mine,
I have Closer, and then I have a signed copy that Amoeba was selling because he came to a record store and signed like a few of the records, and I was able to get a signed copy because he had he was at the Hollywood Walk of Fame. His star is right in front of the Amoeba Music Store, so he came in and he signed it. So I have that. But to be really super honest with you, it was $2. It was $2. But you know, Trekker, you like William Hung, Trekker, Clay Aiken. Your boy
Yeah.
Clay Aiken came out with a new song, Trekker.
Now, I will say that even though I have no Bobby Darin, and regardless how people feel about this guy, he did a great job with both the music and the movie, and that is the soundtrack to Beyond the Sea
Oh, okay.
Oh yeah.
with Kevin Spacey.
I think I might have seen that one.
It's such a good movie. I like it. He did a great performance.
Well,
Him
I
and
mean, they also had that in Finding Nemo. I'm gonna watch it with my nephew. I think. I might have
he
seen that one, but I
recorded
might have seen the other one. I don't remember.
and he recorded this entire soundtrack at Abbey Road.
Cool.
You're the reason I'm living.
It's the random Bobby Darin. Yeah, well, actually, it's two CDs in one. But,
I thought the one that she had found today, Tim, I thought that was a 2 CD. She thought, no, it's a single CD. I was
No,
like,
it's not.
because she's like
No.
$4, and I was like, $4 for a
It's just,
you know, double CD. Oh, they recreated the Adco label.
I probably
Yeah.
have a couple.
Oh, cool.
They have that, and then the CD itself, it's like a very old stylized Echo label.
Ah, nice.
Yeah, you know, it's one of the best feelings in the world is when you rediscover an album. Never done that before.
Yeah.
Rediscover an album.
Yeah, it's
You
weird
mean
though
listening
because,
to it first time again, or
yeah,
you know?
well, yeah, because I remember, that. Well, they had like Van Halen. There was two Van Halen. David Lee Roth went left Van Halen. And he did that solo career. I remember I was in the army. And I mean, and the PX and stuff. And they had that one skyscraper all over the place. Don't get that one. That sucked.
I
Let's go
mean,
years later. That's a great
yeah.
album.
I mean, speaking of Van Halen, Eddie Van Halen, one of the greatest guitar players of our time.
Yeah.
It's like when I listen to Eddie Van Halen, I haven't listened to Van Halen in a bit, but when I listen to Van Halen, I'm just like, wow. The first time I ever heard Van Halen was probably 1988,
Yeah.
89, 87. My parents had gotten cable. My parents had gotten cable, and I discovered the "Too Hot for Teachers" song. My dad said, "You're not supposed to be watching this," and I'm like sitting there, and I'm like intrigued by it. And that was my very first introduction to Van Halen. And I remember sitting there watching. I was like, "This is pretty cool." As a little kid.
Here you go. I'll bore you for a minute.
No,
you're not boring me. I love Bobby Darin. I love Bobby Darin.
This is a Capitol collection.
Wow.
This is like one of these no-name, not quite legal collections, but it's decent quality.
Matt the Knife. I fucks with Matt the Knife. That's a good song.
Another one of a similar sort of a thing.
Oh.
You see that? This is. There's 2 volumes of this. This is that Coast South Atlantic stuff. There's that volume, and then there's that volume.
Nice.
Volume of Darin. And then this is a cheap Capitol one, 10-song Capitol one that came out. Then this is a good Capitol one that came out.
I think that's the one. That's the one I think I found at the thrift store. Now I think of it.
Oh, cool.
Because I found something at the Goodwill. I think I sent a picture of Dusty one time. I was like so excited about it.
This is Capitol 2, I think.
Wow, 99%.
This is the one I was talking about. This is the series, the Ultra Lounge series. That
I mean, out of all of the Bobby Darin you own, which is the best one you think for somebody to get?
This has a couple unreleased tracks, including The Cat, which is fantastic.
Because I want to get more Bobby Darin.
This, which is interesting. He did a 90-second radio show for a couple of years for Milk, sponsored by Milk. And they put them all out. It's called the Milk Shows. And they're literally just 90-minute shows where he does 1 or 2 songs very, very briefly. They're interesting. There's all the songs on it.
Wow.
I love the way that they have the eye in Darin. It's a milk bottle.
Wow.
Yeah.
So the milk company. The milk company is using Bobby Darin.
You get lots of information and pictures and stuff. And maybe it is a 2-disc. I was like, maybe it's just a 1-disc set, but it's a 2-disc set.
That is
and that's
cool.
pretty much my Bobby Darin. I've got a bit.
Cool.
Yeah, I need to. When I went with Dusty a couple weeks ago, and I found the Bobby Darin, I thought it was pretty cool because Bobby Darin's one of those artists that when I find his stuff in good condition for a cheap price, I'll pick it up. I do want to find. I do want to find some of his stuff on record. That's the thing. It's hard to find.
Well, speaking of Van Halen, it was a couple of last week or a week or 2 ago. I have an autograph of from Van Halen. I have an autograph of Sam. It has Sammy Hagar, his brother Alex, and him. And I was kind of like, okay. I kind of was like, I didn't think it was real, I didn't think it was a real autograph because, it's so sloppy. The Eddie Van Halen signature. It looks like somebody was just, it was so sloppy. And I had seen other examples. I went on the internet, tried to find examples of his autograph and stuff like that. And I saw something where it's very legible that it says Eddie Van Halen. Now, the Alex Van Halen, very legible. The Sammy Hagar, very legible. And Sammy Hagar's looks real. So does Alex's. But I said the Edward Van Halen, though, Eddie Van Halen, I don't think it's real. So what happened was I took pictures of it, and where I work, we do authentication. I'm not going to go too into it, but we have a team of experts, that do that stuff. The one main guy who heads that area, I went ahead and showed it to him, and he goes, "Oh, this is real, all right." And I said, "Are you sure it's real?" He goes, "Yes, it's real." He's all, "Unfortunately, these are some of the ones that he did during his drunk years." He's all, "But see the E and the V, and then he put something else like the EN or something. He said no matter how drunk he got, those were always consistent. So that's how they know that they're real. but they said he would get loaded and sign, and that's the way he would sign. Because his signature on the record, I swear to God, it's like almost takes the whole record. It's like it says the E is huge, the V and everything. And I just didn't think it was real. I was like, this looks like a fucking kid scribbled on here. I was like, this couldn't be real. But the other ones, I was kind of convinced. I saw the other ones, and the other ones look real. And he's all, yeah, they're real. These are from the years when he was really, really drinking. I was like, cool. Wow. And he's like, oh, but my work offers us a discount where we can go ahead and send it in and, get a certification number and stuff like that. So I'm probably eventually going to do that because I don't know if it'll be worth anything in the future. I mean, it is Eddie Van Halen.
I mean, Eddie Van Halen, I regard him as one of the greats in guitar. Mm-hmm. And I should have bought that. One time I came across one of their albums at the flea market, and I should have bought it. And I now I think about it, I should have bought it. It was like $10. Oh. I forgot. I'm trying to remember what Van Halen it was. It's like on the tip of my tongue, Van Halen albums. Like when I see it, I'll know it. Like I'm like looking. Mm-hmm. I'm looking to see. Oh yeah, it was Diver Down.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's like you could tell his signature was so freaking horrible. With Sammy Hagar, you could tell his signature's real, but yeah, the Eddie Van Halen, they're like, yeah, that was later years when he was like drinking.
I mean, that's what he would do. Still a great album by Van Halen.
Yeah.
Still like.
But he was known for these horrible autographs. So, yeah.
I mean, I find it really fascinating the people who do the autographs or the people who authenticate autographs. I find it really fascinating. They have this really good magnifying glass where they can go and they can look at an autograph really close up and see if the autograph is real or not. Wow. Or they have like an autograph of the actual celebrity itself they compared it to. I was watching the scripted show Pawn Stars, and they had this guy who all over Vegas would sign Ringo Starr autographs just to try and throw people off, and it was funny.
Oh yeah, remember how they did the one episode where a woman had come in and she had an acoustic guitar that she thought was signed by all the Beatles? Well, supposedly, from what I understand, like they had said in that episode, they said there was a guy who was famous, who became famous for copying their autographs.
Yeah.
He did all their autographs. They said that actually he became so famous for doing it that his autographs, the Beatles autographs, became worth money.
Yeah.
Just to get his, from what I understand. Well, anyway, they actually, I got to see one at my work. They pulled out one of the guitars. Said it was common. He would do this all over the place. He would sell them.
Yeah.
So I got to see one. They look pretty fucking real. And he turned around and showed me. I was like, okay. He turned around and showed me a real John Lennon autograph. John Lennon had atrocious fucking handwriting. He really fucking did. He showed me what a real one looked like because we have like samples, that are there for reference. And he showed me the guitar and he's like, see, can you see a difference? I was like, fuck no. He's all, that's the reason why you don't work in this department. I was like, okay.
I mean, everybody knows when they look at John Lennon's Lennon's writing, it was not the neatest of writing. Mm-hmm. But I like the little
Paul McCartney's though. The Paul McCartney's fucking match. I would have been fooled. I would have been totally fucking fooled. Freaking from the forgery to the real one, it looked real to me. I could have been fooled big time.
Someone said in the chat that Dungeon Lane. You know what? I'll give you my 3-second opinion about Dungeon Lane. I think it's not a bad Paul McCartney album. I listened to it a few times. It's not bad. So for those people out there, it's not bad. It's actually Paul McCartney going back to his roots. That's how I feel about it.
For an 85-year-old man, it's a pretty good album.
It is, and I'm not a person that loves every single thing that Paul McCartney has done, but Dungeon Lane, surprisingly, after a few listens, the first time I listened to it, I was like, but then after a few listens, it is not a bad album. It's actually, I think it's a decent album. It's a decent album, and you know,
Pretty good
85-year-old
album.
Paul, good on you.
Well, the guy at Rasta Cowboy Records, he was trying to sell me a copy of it on vinyl. I told him, well, I have it on CD, but whatever. And he's like, oh, so you don't want it? I was like, nah. And he turns around, he's like, he turned around and told me, he's all, sounds really freaking good. He's all, I'm really surprised. I thought 3 was horrible. You know, I thought McCartney 3 was horrible. You know, and he was talking about some of the latest ones. He's like, yeah, this, same thing you said, return to form. You know, this is return to form.
Return to the Paul McCartney we knew.
Mm-hmm.
The Paul McCartney
my review of it when it first came out was that it sounds like a Paul McCartney album, which is exactly what you want a Paul
That's
McCartney
what you
album.
want. That's what you want.
Meaning that his last couple didn't sound like Paul McCartney albums.
You know,
Okay,
I
see,
mean,
Paulina is there. Hopefully she can come up.
I mean, I just wanted to say that because I feel like, you know, you have to really listen to the album and give it a good listen. Then you can kind of formulate what you think about it. I mean, I didn't care for 3. Like a lot of people, I didn't care for 3.
I liked 3.
Yeah.
I did like.
I didn't care too
liked
much
half
for
of
New.
3 anyway.
New wasn't
I thought it was way
bad.
better than Egypt
I mean, I do have Egypt Station. I saw it at the Walmart, and Paul McCartney spoke to me and said, "Hey, buy me." And I was like,
Well,
okay.
why didn't Morrissey speak to you about the fucking buying the One
Because
Direction album?
because Morrissey's an arrogant. Because Paul McCartney, unlike Morrissey, is not an arrogant
Paul McCartney came to visit you, but not
and Paul
Morrissey.
McCartney won't cancel his concerts for stupid reasons.
Well, Morrissey was gonna buy Dungeon Lane. He went to Walmart to buy it, but he heard it was really chilly the next day. So
And
he
it
bought
was
a
next to the
sweater.
meat aisle. It was next to the meat aisle.
He bought a sweater instead. He bought a sweater instead.
Why wouldn't he buy a Paul McCartney album? He's a vegetarian like him. Like, why don't you
Paulina's having problems with her computer.
Yeah. You know what, Paulina? Maybe just maybe just come back later. Give your computer a rest for like.
Well, no, she'll get in. It's just she's got to
No, I'm just
keep
saying
trying to come in.
I was gonna say give her computer a rest and see if that fixes it. Sometimes that's what you need to do.
No, she already rebooted it. So.
Or maybe it's overheating because of the heat.
Ugh.
Wow, there's someone I haven't seen in a while. What's up, Ivermectin? I would pay to see a pic of Morrissey and Walmart. Well, I would too. Hey, I've seen a picture of fucking Dave Gone from Depeche Mode in Walmart. That was pretty fucking awesome.
You want to see something pretty funny? I saw an episode of it. You know who went to Bass Pro Shops for the very first time? I think it's a series that Queens of Stone Age might be doing now. Queens of Stone Age singer took David Grohl to a Bass Pro Shop and he fell in love with it. It's like
But they look like guys who would fish. I mean,
no,
Dave
but
Grohl
David
and Josh
Grohl. No offense to David fucking Grohl, he looks like a guy who shops at Bass Pro Shops. He just
I said, they look like guys who would fish.
They do, and David Grohl's like, I fucking love the store, and then they pan to them showing them bass shoes of like bass fish. David Grohl's like, I need that in my life. But like I've never stepped it. I don't know if I ever stepped inside of a Bass Pro Shop. I'm thinking of like all the stores we have out here and what I've never been in, and I think Bass Pro Shop. And I'm thinking what else I've never been in. There's probably a lot of stores I've never been in, but there's also stores that we don't have out here that they have in other places. Like we don't have a Tractor Supply. I've been hearing about that lately. And we don't have one out here in California.
Where the fuck you been hearing about Tractor Supply, Lisa?
Well, because I was watching a TikTok video. Let me explain. I was watching a TikTok video. It came on my For You page. This lady was fighting about Neatos. You ever heard of Neatos?
No.
There's some kind
What's
of
that?
a toy. And she was fighting at this Tractor Supply hardware. That's how I discovered the store. Because they didn't have it in stock. And I'm thinking to myself, why are people fighting over a Neato? It's so fucking... It's fucking pointless.
Hold on a moment. Let me see something here.
I've seen pictures of Paul Stanley grocery shopping. I wouldn't be surprised if Paul Stanley... You know Paul Stanley? I feel like he would be grocery shopping at Gelson's or something. He just... You know, or Bristol Farm. Someone got a video of Barry Manilow leaving a grocery store. He looked annoyed. When does he not look annoyed, Barry Manilow? When does he not look annoyed?
I'm sorry, but that facelift that he had done is pretty scary looking. Yeah. He's pretty scary looking.
He's pretty.
Tractor Supply is pretty cool. I buy my dog's food there. Did you hear that there is a dog recall? There's a recall on dog food. I guess it's supposed to be the frozen food that's raw or some shit like that.
Yeah.
There's a recall on it. So
no.
it's called
Well, that's
OMW's Best or something like that.
Mm.
I'm like, oh, that's why I don't buy my dogs for the raw food.
I don't either.
Stuff that you put in the freezer.
I
Stuff that you
always
put in the
get that
freezer and shit.
human food. It looks like
that's-
human food. And you just
That's-
forget, and then it's like you gotta look closer, and it's dog food. You know?
That's supposed to be so bad for them, I think. Human food.
Yeah.
I guess they say, yeah. Although sometimes, I mean, I have been known from like time to time, like I'll boil a piece of like chicken breast and I'll feed that to the dogs or whatever. But
Ooh, that's not good.
you know, that's good for them. You know, protein every so often or something. So, what are you doing, Kitty? Stop it. He's been so horrible. Freaking Binks, you know the black one. We found out he's 19 pounds. He is like freaking too big. So now they're having to put him on a diet, and he's not happy. He's just been really shit. He's just. I'm like, oh, who's in a house full of fat people? What do you expect? Hold on a moment.
You remember what you were talking about
Okay,
Paul
I'm back.
Stanley?
Paul Stanley, what about him?
Yeah, I mean, there was one. I don't know. I get like certain. I mean, I remember a lot of the things that came out while I was in the army, though. Because
Mm-hmm.
you actually right there, so you just go buy it, depending on what it was. You know? And I was in Germany. I think that was right where they had Guns N' Roses came out, and every studio wanted their band to be successful as Guns N' Roses. So we had a weird lot of stuff like Electric Choir Boys, the Sea Hags, Fleet, Dangerous Toys was really good. And they had an album out, a soundtrack out for Shocker. If you ever get a chance to get that, I think that is a perfect selection of like late 80s, early 90s metal. That's the one that had Dave Mustaine doing a reed cover of It's Over Mr. Nice Guy. It's a great album to get. Yeah, I mean, did you see the movie Shocker? The Wes Craven horror film?
Hey, Brandon, how you doing, man?
Hello.
Hey, Dusty. Yeah.
Hi.
Yeah. I'm typing like I said earlier. Hey, Jason.
Yeah. Hi, buddy.
How are things going down under? You're in Australia, am I correct?
Yeah.
What time is it in Australia?
It's 4:43 p.m.
Wow.
I just had this cat turn around and cut me open again. Damn it. Hold on. I'll be right back, guys. Oh my god. Hold on.
Hey, Brandon, did you see my video for Tanya?
Which one? I saw one. I didn't see the whole thing because
Or the one that had Nikki on it?
was that the one? Was that your live stream?
Yeah, that was a live stream I did. Right? I mean, because she told me what happened, and I had a live stream like an hour later.
Or was that the one you did like the first time?
Yeah,
Because
more,
I watched a bit of it. I couldn't watch much because it's a bit it's very it hurts a bit when I see anything about Tonga. But I did see like your live stream when you were talking about Tonga and Nikki was on there and she was upset and that.
I am back. There we go.
Yeah.
I thought he got me in the foot. I guess he did it. I thought he got me in the foot. Paulina, are you there? Is your microphone working?
Paulina?
I think she's having problems getting everything running, so everything's like up and running.
If you're there, blink twice.
And I don't have mine out to show, of course.
I always leave mine on the side to show.
Okay, there's Paulina.
Oh, you
Okay,
see,
we've
I
got.
told you, Partridge Family brought her back. The power of
Okay, do we
being
have
bad.
sound now, Paulina? Do we have sound? Say something. Something. She's on Dungeon Lane.
Dungeon Lane. I tell
No,
you,
there you go.
Paul McCartney will bring back the dead.
Mm-hmm. Most
Yeah.
definitely, most definitely. So, I mean, how have you been doing, Brandon? You been holding it together? You've been doing well?
Well, I'm not gonna lie. I've been struggling like hell.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it was a huge loss. But I'm just like, what can you do? So, if that makes sense.
No. Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Go ahead. Mm-hmm.
It really sucks because there's a lot like there's like if the whole future of knowing Tanya got taken away and I've been knowing her for a good long. She'll been someone I would have known lifelong, and decades from now, and we were staying. Yeah, we were close, and I actually had a video that I was working hard on. It's an animation, a background video. It was just a little clip, but I almost finished. I was working on that for a while, and I nearly completed it. And I said on my uni break, which is very soon, my uni break. I said on my uni break, I'm gonna finish it off, then I'm gonna upload it privately, unlisted, and send it to her. And she didn't even get a chance to see that. She would have loved it. And, yeah.
I mean,
Yeah, go ahead.
I'm just saying, I'm not trying to get too much into the Tanya thing, but the thing that I'm wondering is, did anyone ever get any kind of verification what actually had happened? Does anybody really know?
No, I'm just assuming she was sick.
Just assuming it was probably her heart, more likely, yeah.
Her last thing she did,
Mm-hmm.
she mentioned she was in hospital for something. She visited hospital, and then I'm thinking to myself, should she have stayed in hospital? Like, should those people have let her go so early? Should they have not kept her there?
Well, one of the things that ends up happening sometimes, especially with people that are alcoholics, when they drink every day, if they don't properly, medically induce a detox, if they don't do it properly, that sometimes they end up having strokes and other things that end up happening. Hopefully that's not the case, that something ended up going wrong because they didn't properly try and detox her or something because she was in the hospital. Because I know that the woman, she drank every day. So I'm hoping that's just her body just went into shock because she didn't have alcohol. And I mean she drank hard stuff. And I mean when somebody's that hard of an alcoholic, it's you can't really get through to them until they decide they want to do something about it. Yeah. So it's like I would tell her, I would say something like, Tanya, we're getting older, you gotta get she'd be like, stubborn, just set in her ways. It'd be the same thing with probably any one of us that are older. If you try to tell us that, like me, it's like we all have our vices. Like me, my vice is food. If somebody turned around and told me something, I'd be like, yeah, I know I should do better, and I know that just but still, it's like I'm so set in my ways, being so dumb. Sometimes I end up eating stuff I shouldn't, and then I go on kicks where I turn around and I don't eat anything that I shouldn't. So it's, I don't know.
Yep.
It's just no one was going to change her. She was set in her ways. She did things the way she wanted to do them.
I know. Yeah.
So that's the way I see it.
Yeah.
And then
yeah.
And then also a lot of things she just wasn't happy with. Oh, I understand, Paulina. You were fading in and out. I get it.
She was
Zeb.
Zeb.
Yeah. Look.
Yes.
This thing, like relating to what you're saying, look, is like I cared about Tanya deeply. Like.
Oh, I know you did.
She wasn't just like a best friend. She was like family to me. So I used to I was always concerned. I tried to I didn't like that she drank so much, so vodka, like heavy stuff like that, so much. And
Yeah.
she always worried about losing her on top of heart conditions, and she'd say
Yeah.
she uses it as a crutch because she wasn't, always happy with her life. And I tried to always beat it for her, but I mean, I didn't know what to say. I can't tell her not to drink. She wasn't going to listen to me. And then when I'd say things
Yeah.
like that, she'd like bulletproof. She's like, "Oh, I'll be right. I'll live my lived life." She seemed bulletproof, and I'm like, Tanya, look, I'm worried about you. I care about you, but I didn't know what to say. The best I could do was say, "Look, Tanya, I've had people. I'd make up a white lie just because I cared about it. It was one person, but I'd say people. I'd say there's people I knew in my life that passed away because they got cirrhosis in the liver, and once you get cirrhosis, you can't get rid of that." And she'll be like, "Look, I've been drinking for like years. I've had cirrhosis. I've had it now." Like I couldn't like put it to her. I was I cared about her. I was trying,
There was no way to knock sense into her. It's like, like they say with anyone who's like drinking or on drugs or anything, that's right. It's like they have to hit rock bottom and they have to come to that come to Jesus moment themselves. It's like there's nothing that you can do about it. It's like they have to do it themselves. They have to decide they want it. If they want sobriety or whatever, not really anything else you can do. It's like, and it's like, that was one of the things, like, I know when you were first talking about it, because I know, when it was fresh, I had heard you talking over there and you were like really, in a bad way. And I was like thinking, there's nothing you could do to blame yourself about it. And, and that was the first thing I thought of too. And I remember telling Pinky and I remember telling, all of them, I was like, poor Brandon, how's, he's going to take this bad, and I already know, you're autistic. So, things are like amplified for you. You know what I mean? I knew that things were good for Brandon were going to be amplified. So it's like, so I was kind of like, I was like, it's a bad thing, but it was nothing that, that you did, Brandon. I mean, you did your best that you could to like speak to her and try and get through to her. And, she just, it was like talking to a brick wall, and, I loved the woman too. I thought she was great. I'm not going to play phony up here like, she was my greatest friend. I was so close to her because I never met the woman. I didn't know her. Did I like her a lot? Did I care whether or not something bad would happen to her and stuff like that? Yes, but I'm not going to play phony like she was my best friend, my best bud, my best, because I hate that when people do that when somebody ends up dying, and they're like, that, like we had a friend, I'm not going to mention his name, but we had a friend who died a couple of years ago, and the man she's right there in the middle, he was his close friend. He was a very close friend of his. There you go, Beans. Yeah, Beans. And when he passed, it's like, we all felt it because he was with us every night on these streams. At that time I was streaming like just about every night. I would stream, and but there was other people that were like, they would talk and stuff like that and be like, acting like he was like they were so close to him, and I was kind of like, no, it's like, we were with him every night, then also it's like Tim was really close with him, so it's like, but I just felt like it was a time like I'm not going to try and gain any attention to myself. I'm not going to talk about it. Nothing, like I told Lisa, I think I told Lisa that day on the phone, that I was like, what, I'm just going to go ahead and I'm not going to stream for a few days. I'm going to go ahead and grieve in private. And that's going to be it. I'm not going to talk about it.
When you had first told me, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's just the shift in the day changed for me. When you said, when you said somebody had, and I immediately was like, oh, it just, my mind went there. I think the thing about it is with certain people, I was not 100% his best friend, but I was with the guy on a lot of streams.
Yeah, we did a lot of streams together.
The first time I met him was on Richard Dolan's stream. Richard Dolan, he had, hey everybody, it's Richard. That was, I love that. I love that.
I used to love that. You don't know who that is, Brandon, but we have this, well, I guess we call him like a friend, he's an internet friend or whatever. His name is Richard Dolan. Really unique character. And when he does his videos, he goes, hi everybody, it's Richard. But he has a certain way that he says it. And no one could impersonate him the way that Beans could. Beans just, and he would just do it every so often, like out of the blue, go, "Hey, everybody, it's Richard."
No, really?
It would crack up.
It was hilarious. It was like so hilarious. The first time I met Beans, he was roasting Richard in the gallery, right? And I'm like, "Who's this Beans dude?" And then one day he came up on stream. It was like back in 2020 or 2021. And that was my very first introduction to Beans. And I was like, this guy is awesome. And he used to, he would tell Richard like it is, because Richard sometimes would be a little shithead. And then there was Beans, and Beans would be like, Beans would put, and then I remember the first time he came to my stream, he's one of those guys. There's just never going to be another Beans. Beans is one of a kind, and I stand by that.
I remember the first time I had ever gone over to Mr. Mayo's. I think I hadn't even been doing live streams for maybe like a week or two, or something like that. But Beans knew who I was already. Beans had already done a couple of streams with me already. And it was like Mr. Mayo. He's like, "Oh, you should let Dusty up. He's great." And Mr. Mayo was like, he gets really paranoid. Mr. Mayo, Mr. Mayo's like, "Well, who's that? I don't know who that is. Is he gonna point? Which I understand now that I've known Mayo for a while. I know why he's paranoid like he is, because there's people who are always trying to fuck with him. I end up getting that. But it was like Beans was like, "No, let him up. He's great." But Mayo was like, "Oh," all scared. But but Beans was like, he was freaking awesome. It was like, and it's like the same thing for you, Brandon. I know it's like, it's hard. I'm sure it's the same thing for Jason, because Jason had said when he first came in earlier, he was like, nobody's doing live streams. There's no live streams. I remember Tanya's was always like, it was a place where everybody went. It was a place where everybody went. We were always there. It was the
only live stream I hung out in Tanya's, really. Like, it was my YouTube. Ever since I met her, I always went back to. But yeah, like you were saying, like people when some passes away, some people exaggerate how a friend they were just on. Like I'm being honest. Like I was really close friends with Tanya. I love that woman a lot. So
oh no, I know that you are, because I mean you and her used to talk all the time about how you guys would talk off the off of the streams and stuff like that. I mean, same thing with Kyle too. I know that her and Kyle were close, that her and Kyle did a lot of talking and stuff like that.
I mean,
so.
No, I completely understand. I didn't know her that well, but I remember would come in for a stream from time to time, and the famous thing Tanya would do would kick you off the stream. She would just be like, "I don't want you on the stream anymore." And I remember one time I came in, she jokingly kicked me off the stream. And I was like, "That's Tanya for you." She was a person that would tell you like it is, and I love that.
Yes, she would. She would do this thing where it's like she would get on a roll talking about something, because she would get political. She would get political, and if you said something like, sometimes I think when she would get really, really loaded, she would mishear things. Like she wouldn't get the exact point that you were trying to get across. Which all of our points pretty much. We all agreed with each other. We're all liberals. We're all like whatever, So we'd start talking, and if she heard one thing where she's like, "What the fuck did you say, Dusty?" I'd be like, "Well, I said blah, blah, blah." And she would take it the wrong way, and then she'd be like, "No, guy, I don't think so." And she would like start like telling me off, and the next thing she'd be like, "That's it, you're gone." And she'd kick me off and stuff. But I never took it personally, because that was just the thing that she did. It was just a thing that it was. She'd get mad and she'd kick you off. Yeah, and then next night she'd be like, "Hey, how you doing, Dusty?"
Yeah, like she did that to me. She did that to me once. She's like, "Who the fuck are you, Groovy Lisa?" And then the next day she'd be like, "Lisa, it's so good to see you, girl. How you been, my girl?" And I did not know her as well as you did, Brandon, but I did have a few conversations with her on her stream and Dusty's stream, and I could just say that she was a force of nature.
Well, I mean, what I was about to say was, okay, like last night, it was like, comparing it to the Beans thing, is that for the longest time, for months after he passed, it was like, it was really difficult to like do streams and not see him in that corner.
Yeah.
And that was one of the things that really,
like that.
That's the way I felt. I kind of like last night had that same feeling. It was like because it was our actually Friday night, because she would always do her streams on Fridays and Saturday nights. You know, Fridays and Saturday nights, you were always pretty much guaranteed she was going to come on, and you'd be able to go on there, and Pinky be there, I'd be there, Brandon be there, Jason be there, everybody be there. So it was like, I think this is the first week where I missed it, and I was just like going, damn, Tanya's really not going to be doing streams. She's not coming back. You know, it's like, there's no Tanya streams tonight, you know?
Every morning I wake up now, it's like a kick in the nuts. Like, you know what? Yeah. It's like every morning I wake up and I'm like, you know, there's no more Tanya live streams. There's no more. I go on YouTube now. Every time I go into YouTube, I don't have motivation, but it's either like to keep me staring at a wall. You know, I go on YouTube. There's no more Tanya. There's no more nothing. You know, it's over.
Yeah.
No, and, I understand.
I need to, you know, I'm not. I need people been telling me to see therapists for a while, but this time, you know, after Tanya's loss, like, I need to see I need help, like, big time, you know? I mean,
there is no shame in going to see a therapist, because a therapist will help you, with those things. I've been seeing one since I was
I see a therapist. I see a therapist every week.
27.
You know, so there's no shame in that.
You can only do what you can, yeah. Like, nothing can bring Tanya back, but I have to do whatever I can. And I wrote down what on Google Docs I'm going to print out. I wrote down everything that's bothering me about losing Tanya, and it's an absolute novel, you know. Oh wow, there's so much, you know.
Yeah,
like Tanya was just that person for me, and she was like my platonic soul partner. Soulmate.
I get that. I mean, I totally get that. To bring it back to Beans, there was a time after Beans had passed, I kept saying to myself when I was doing streams, oh, it's a joke. Beans is going to show up on that bottom corner stream and come up again with us. Because for like a few months after he had passed, it was hard for me to accept the fact that Beans was not going to be on streams with me anymore. I don't want to get sad thinking about it.
No.
Yeah, well, that's how I felt about Tanya Z. It was like I was thinking, the same thing. I was like thinking she's gonna pop up and be like, "You guys are so stupid. I wasn't dead. I was dead. Well, who said I was dead?"
Oh God,
that's what
that's
what I thought was gonna happen. But
it'll be like waking up from it'll be like waking up from a long nightmare. That's what it'll be like for me.
Yeah, I mean, I remember when you first told me, Dusty, about Tanya. I was like, no way, because I was taken back by it, because I was shocked, because I was talking to her a couple weeks ago. She was jogging with me in the stream. We were talking about Ben, and I was like, girl, I like you. I was like, girl, you are good. I said, girl, you get me. And I talked with her about maybe, was it 2 or 3 weeks ago or a month ago before she passed away. She was on one of our streams. She was on your stream. She was on Dusty's stream, and we were just having a great conversation. And I'm sorry for your loss. I mean, you guys did lose one hell of a character on
and then I was so surprised. I mean, unfortunately, it wasn't until we ended up seeing her obituary, but to see her picture, how beautiful she was.
She was stunning.
She was beautiful. I was like, wow.
Yeah, she is.
Yeah.
She's a stunning individual.
I framed it. Like, there's nothing weird, but I framed it right. I can show you. I framed it. Because, right here.
Aww.
Yeah, I mean, because she never wanted to show her face. That was her thing. She never wanted to show her face. As much as we tried to talk her into, turn your camera on. I'm not gonna do it.
I miss her anonymity. I loved that she was anonymous. Oh my God, too. I was The last time I saw Tanya was on her last live stream. It was on the 4th of, she ended it on the 4th of July. A bit over a month ago. You know, it sucks. I used to miss Tanya when 2 days of not seeing Tanya. I used to miss her. Now I'm gonna have to deal with forever. You know, it's not. You know, this is why I need help. You know.
Yeah, it gets
But,
easier. It never. I mean, it never. The loss never fully goes away, but it gets easier. I mean, like with us with beans, it was like
yeah.
we've never fully gotten fully over it, but I mean, it's
Yeah.
gotten easier.
It
You know,
does
I
get
mean, at least I
easier.
can say for myself. I mean, like I said, I was not as close to him as Tim was. You know, Tim was way closer to him. There's lots of other people around there that were way closer than I was, but I know for myself personally, it was like, it hit pretty hard when it hit. I mean, it was like, wow.
It
You
was
know?
hard.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah,
it
it
was
is
hard.
hard.
It was-
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's hard for me. This is like my second weekend, and
Mm-hmm.
I do know it will get better, but like the
Mm-hmm.
amount of the level of like pain I'm in, like without Tanya,
Mhm.
from everything that I lost from her, like it's extreme, you know. It's
Yeah.
really
Yeah.
extreme, and it's gonna
Mhm.
take a long time. It's gonna take a long time. It will get better, but
It will get better. I think the thing
Mhm.
about it is it will get better over time. You're not
Mhm.
gonna forget the person as it is, and I think for me,
No.
the people that I've lost in my life, I like to celebrate the things that we did. I like to think of the good times I had with the person. Like my uncle's memorial's coming up, and I think about all the good times of when he
Mm-hmm.
used to come by our house and fix everything in our house. And I think with Tanya, just think about the good thoughts, the good times you had with Tanya. Think about
Well,
all
yeah, I
it-
mean, yeah. Go ahead.
No, I was gonna
Sorry.
say, I think in Lisa's culture, it's like, don't you celebrate the year,
Yep,
like a year afterward or something of that sort?
I have a thing coming up on the 29th. Every year we do a celebration for all the people.
Oh, it's every year. I thought it was just the first year. I didn't know. Okay.
No, every year. What we do is now we lump them together. So we
Mhm.
got my aunt, we got my grandma, my grandpa, and my brother. All the people that have passed, we do one instead of doing like. It's because his birthday's on September the 8th. Yes,
Mhm.
Pauline, I think he's a Virgo. But
Mhm.
I just the thing about it in the Asian culture is every year we have a celebration. We have a temple, and we feed them chicken in the temple, and we feed them other stuff because we believe in the afterlife. They're gonna get that food and they're gonna eat it and they're gonna.
Yeah, we
I
well.
believe in afterlife.
Mhm.
I believe in
I mean,
afterlife, and Tanya's still there.
Mhm.
I mean, you guys do something similar, right, with the Mexican culture, Dia de Muertos?
Yeah, we have the Dia de los Muertos, which is in December, where we end up putting out like the food of our for people that have passed and stuff like that. We put out, and then also we have another day that actually I think is in November or October, which is for pets. It's supposed to be the one night where all the pets that we've lost come to visit, and you put food out for them. Stuff like that. So we have something like that, and that's yearly.
Yeah, we do that. We do that yearly, and we also do a thing for like 100 days. Like 100 days after the person has passed away,
Mm-hmm.
we do a remembrance for them. We go to a restaurant.
Mm-hmm.
We celebrate their life. We did that for my my aunt this year, and then we're gonna do one for my other aunt. I think at the end of the day, it's just good to remember the good things about the people that you have lost, because I'm pretty sure you had so many good memories with her that you can go and relay on and say, hey, we had all these good times together. That's what you want to focus on, the good times. I know it's not going to be easy, believe me. The first year of losing someone, hell, I lost my grandma. My grandma's been gone on my mom's side, has been gone for almost 40 years now, and it still feels like the day I lost her. And you get to a point where you're happy, but you know what? You still honor them and you cherish them.
That's what scares me. Yeah, it scares me that because I'm going through a lot and I really want to be relieved. I'm scared that it's gonna be like this, pretty permanent. But I just but
Well, you're going to feel the loss permanently, Brandy. I mean, you're going to feel the loss permanently. It's a permanent hole. It's always going to be there. It's just that it gets easier to deal with as the days go by.
Over time, it's getting easier to deal with it, and over time, I think you get to a point where you're like, you know what, I can deal with whatever's happening. It takes time.
But going on to another subject, though, Paulina said, that reminds me, I need to do a video on the 40th anniversary of Press to Play because, God forbid, Two Legs, whatever. Well, are you warring with the Two Legs podcast? How could anybody war with Tom?
I've subscribed to the Two Legs podcast. I like their podcast.
I'm like, oh, how could anybody not get along with Tom? Come on now.
Tom and me are friends. Tom and me are friends on Facebook. He's cool. He's cool.
Mr. Hanyati.
Hanyati's nice. And I'm the person that will be honest with you and tell you if I don't like somebody. But Hanyati's nice.
Well, I mean, I've never gone on a Hanyati stream or anything. But then again, I'm not a Beatles person, so it's like I don't have anything to add to the conversation.
I have gone when he talked about certain Beatles albums that I did know. And I don't know everything about the Beatles, but I know enough. I know enough to have a conversation. I know all their names. That's good enough for me. I know all their names.
People would be surprised how much Lisa knows. I mean, it's like, there's been a lot of times where, like, she comes out with some stuff, and I'm like, shit, I didn't know that. I'm like, or she'll bring up another name. Well, so-and-so, and that was so-and-so, and blah, blah, blah. I'm like,
today,
shit, I didn't know that.
My sister were talking about, we were talking about the Beatles. My sister had just finished a Manson documentary, Danielle. And she said that Manson was obsessed with the White Album. He played for his cult members.
Oh, that's an old story. You didn't know that? I'm like, you didn't know that?
I did not know that. My sister was talking about it, and then she said they also talked about how he tried to get a song in with the Beach Boys, and
he based the teachings that he would pass on to his cult from that album. They were from that album. He said that the Beatles were telling him and telling his cult members that there was going to be a race war and all this other stuff was going to happen.
Helter Skelter.
Helter Skelter.
Pinkies on the wall in blood.
Yeah. He said that basically what Helter Skelter was going to be the race war. And what was going to happen was the blacks were going to take over the whites, but then the blacks weren't going to know how to run the world, and they were going to have to go to Manson and his people so he could teach them how to run the world. And he said the Beatles were telling him all this.
I did not know that. So me and my sister in the car listening to the White Album, and I was like, that fucking makes sense because I'm sitting there, and she was telling me, did you know that Brian Wilson got rejected by the Beach Boys? He tried to they stole his song, and I go, yeah, I know about that. Mason told me that.
No, what I understand from the way that I understand it was they took a piece of a Manson song. And ended up a Beach Boy. So it was
Manson
a piece.
Was friends with Dennis. Manson and Dennis were pals.
Yeah, I was telling my sister about that, and my sister was like, Manson and Dennis? I go, yeah, Dennis Wilson invited him over to the house.
Wasn't there actually a connection to the reason why he went to Tate's house? What was a connection to do with the Beach Boys? Wasn't there like some kind of connection between the two? How he ended up at the Tate house? It had to do something with one of the Wilsons or something like that. I don't know. I would have to look it up or whatever. It's been so many years since I've read about it.
I have no idea, but they have that documentary on Netflix in case anybody wants to watch it. I'm gonna actually watch it because curiosity.
I don't think there's anything new they could tell me. I mean, over the years I've seen it all.
But for a person like me who hasn't heavily gone down the Manson road and know a lot about Manson, for me it would
Terry Melcher.
It would be a great thing to look into.
Okay, I remember that my dad, he was a dumbass doing all kinds of stupid shit when he was younger. And I guess he was going back and forth to court for some stupid shit him and my uncles had done. And my mom said she was going back and forth to see him in court when the Manson thing was going on. She said all the family members were out front handing out pictures of Charlie and they were chanting and they were trying to give her pictures of Charlie. Charlie loves you, and Charlie is. And my mom was like, "Get the fuck away from me," because she had seen what on the news. But years later, I remember she had said, she said, I wish I had taken one of them. Maybe they'd be worth some money or something now. I wish I'd taken one. But she said all the girls were out there with their heads shaved and trying to hand out pictures. Charlie loves you. Charlie wants the best for you.
Charlie had a cult following, didn't he? When he was in jail, a lot of women were throwing themselves at Charlie Manson.
He had a cult following when he was out. He had a cult following forever.
Wasn't he engaged to a 27-year-old towards the end of his life, or the last 10 years of his life? Supposedly, he got engaged to a 27-year-old. I don't know.
Terry Melcher was supposed to make an album for Charlie Manson. He backed out, and it sent Manson to a frenzy.
Ah.
Are you talking about that young woman that he married in the final years of his life? That was all.
No, he didn't
That
marry
was-
her. They were gonna get married. They didn't get married.
People were, you know what it was? Is I think a lot of women, a lot of freaking opportunists. You know, I'm not saying that he was that he was the greatest person in the world, whatever. But there was a lot of opportunists at the end who turned around and wanted a piece of him. And they said, well, you know, if we get in with him before he dies, you know, we'll be able to. We'll have the rights to the stories. We'll have the right to this. Da, da,
Yeah.
da, da, da. That's what this woman thought she was going to do. She was going to marry him, and she was going to have the rights to his stories and his likeness and all that shit. And she was going to be able to make all kinds of money off him. you
Yeah.
know. That's what basically ended up happening. And I think the same thing happened when he had that one guy who was supposedly his son that turned out not to be his son. Through a DNA test, they found out.
I heard about that.
Same thing. And then I think his other grandson turned out to not be his grandson either, or something, was it? The one who actually ended up with his remains and whatever else?
Yeah, I heard about that.
I don't know. I mean,
I'm not a person that
whatever
knows
I've heard
a lot
here and
about
there.
I'm not a person that knows a lot about the Manson case. But me and my sister just got into the subject when we were going to Savers. Because my sister had just finished that thing on Netflix.
Yeah.
And she was like, so, have you seen it? I have not seen it. Because, I don't know. I feel like it'd probably be rehashing of things that they already have a documentary about.
Yeah, it's been said for years and years. I mean, if you saw Helter Skelter, that was like pretty much... If you saw that, it was based on the book by Ted Bugliosi. Somebody that basically told you everything you needed to know. You know, it's like we've known for years the whole story. It's just that every so many years they revamp this shit and they repackage it and they put it in new this to.
They like to
get a whole new generation of kids be like, ooh, and be all into it. That's what it basically is.
I mean, I think they want to kind of get towards the younger generation, be like, ooh, you might because the younger generation, I think, would be very fascinated watching that. My sister's a
I think it's a great cautionary tale. It's a great cautionary tale to teach kids, like this type of shit can happen. Because I mean, look at fucking Jared Leto and his fucking cult. This shit can happen again. Super shit. I mean, Jared Leto's not out to have somebody killed or whatever, but still, it's like the shit can still happen. These people still create cults.
I mean, Jared Leto's in his own shithole right now.
Jared Leto's, he's just, oh my god.
When they came out with the stuff about Jared Leto, you know what I said? I'm not surprised at all.
Surprised at all.
I'm not surprised because Jared Leto always kind of gave me weird vibes about him as a person.
Mm-hmm.
So for me, it's like I was like, man, this is shit that's not new to me. It's like, yeah. I remember that too. I remember seeing that on the news.
Yeah,
I remember when it came out on the news.
There'll always be people gullible enough to follow them.
Yeah, David Crash came to mind.
They pop up every so many years. Usually, every decade, we end up getting a really good cult coming in.
I mean, we got David Koresh. We got the guy who ran that Mormon church with those girls, and I can't remember the name of them. The one with the the one with the FDS church. And the women, they all had their braided hair, and they all wore the same outfits, and it was in Utah. You look it up, guys.
Mm-hmm.
He got arrested for it. He had like 15 wives or something. It was polygamous.
Lisa was one of them. I'm just kidding.
If I grow my hair long enough.
Oh, look at there you go. Trekker said Warren Jeffs. Trekker knows all the wrinkles.
That's the guy. Warren Jeffs is in jail.
There was a cult out of India. I don't know, 10 years ago or something. And I forget where it was. Somewhere in Utah or Wisconsin or some place in the Midwest. And they found this little town without that many people in it. And they basically had enough money where they could buy all the vacant buildings where they owned half of the town. And then they got the idea that, they started trying to insert their own people into politics, into the town council and stuff. And
that's scary.
Their eventual plan was, and they got caught because they did a dry run. The failed.
Mhm.
They were going to poison the water supply of the whole town, not killing everybody, but do it on election day so nobody voted, so that they're the only ones that voted, and then they all got into, and then basically we ran the town, and they were going to start to take over from there. I forget the name of the cult, but this is a real thing. This happened in America.
I mean, I'm gonna say something
That's
that might
scary.
I'm gonna say something that might be controversial, but I don't think it's controversial.
And yeah.
Yeah. I think that
I forget, it was a woman that was running the cult, and she thought she would flee back to India and got caught. She got tried in India, and she's gone.
Taylor Farms is a cult.
Star Trekker said they sprayed a food salad bar with spray bottles.
Yeah, that's the first thing they did. But they were going to poison the entire water supply. Giving people salmonella so that they couldn't vote on election.
Yeah. I mean, if you think about it, people will do crazy things. They will do crazy things.
Yeah.
I mean,
well, you guys, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to get off now. I've already been here for like almost 3.5 hours. So I'm going to go ahead and get off for now, but it was great talking to everybody. You know, I'm not going to promise next time we'll be on. You know, it's going to be soon. Usually, like I said, I usually like doing Sundays or Saturday nights. That's usually when I'm home.
2027.
It'll be before 2027, most definitely. Most definitely. Wait a second. Before I go, Dwayne said, if I recall, there was a cult in Montana that started up one time. I'm sure there's plenty of cults starting up right now as we speak.
There's plenty. I can't remember where it was. It was somewhere in the middle of the country.
There's a lot of cults out there. Of course, the main one is I'm always gonna think of the Heavens of Gate Church.
Oh, Heaven's Gate.
Yeah, the Heaven's Gate. I remember as a kid or as a teenager seeing that on TV, and I thought
one of the creepiest things that I ever saw was I went to the Museum of Death over here in Los Angeles. Well, I don't even think it's there anymore. I don't know where they moved it. Used to be in Hollywood. Well, anyway, they have like a full setup where I do not know how this guy got most of the stuff, his hands on most of the stuff that he had, because he had a lot of really crazy shit. But he actually had real Heaven's Gate costumes, real Heaven's Gate uniforms. He had 2 of the beds from the Heaven's Gate cult, the 2 a pair of bunk beds. He had 2 of the purple cloths that they found on top of him. He had 2 of those. And he had I guess he had pairs of Nikes that were found on members. And I was like going, okay, now all these things should be I'm thinking like an FBI lockup somewhere, from this cult. Yeah, I would think they would be like forever locked up for evidence, like the fucking Covenant, Ark of the Covenant. You would think they'd be locked up forever. But no, he had them. He had them on display, and you could like see him behind glass. He had these mannequins dressed up in these freaking costumes with the fucking patch that said, away team Heaven's Gate.
I mean,
and I was like,
was that that happen in Waco, Texas? Or am I thinking
no, Heaven's Gate?
Wasn't there another one that happened in Waco, Texas?
Why do I want to say Colorado?
Huh?
Wasn't that correct?
Koresh. Waco. Koresh.
Yeah, because Trekker knows all that shit.
in Waco.
Let's all go watch that Paul McCartney video in the subway.
Oh, you mean press to play?
Mm-hmm. Oh, okay. Star Trekker probably knows. He said they had the applesauce container too. Probably did. Yeah, I don't remember seeing it, but yeah, it's like I just remember being creeped out. I was like looking at it, I was like, oh, that's creepy.
I mean, that's crazy that guy had gotten all that memorabilia from there. Like, how much did he pay for it? I wonder.
He had all kinds of stuff. Like he had, also he had on display. This is the craziest thing I think that he had that was on display was he had the last outfit and the clothes that Gigi Ellen died in.
Whoa.
The punk rocker. Yeah, and it was like he had the last costume and he had him on a mannequin that was built to look like Gigi Ellen. I think he probably got it from his brother because his brother is really in with the guy from the Museum of Death. But he had it behind a like plexiglass. But he had drilled holes in the plexiglass so he could go up and smell it because Gigi Ellen was known for smelling like shit because he used to smear himself in shit and all kinds of stuff like that when he would perform. So he had drilled holes in it so you could like actually go up and like smell the last outfit he wore and it smelled like shit.
Gigi Allen
horrible.
and Shane McGowan probably were best friends at one point. I don't know why I said that.
Boom, boom. But anyways, Heaven's Gate was Rancho Santa Fe. There you go.
Oh, it was.
David Koresh was in Texas.
Yeah, because now that I think about it, I remember having Gate, and I remember the one in Waco, Texas. I remember watching it on TV, and I was young and I had no idea what it was. My dad's like, some people are loony, and this is what they do. They get a bunch of people to follow them to their own demise and die.
Well, some people need to belong. Some people just have no sense of self, and they need to belong to something. It's the same thing like when you have these young kids joining these gangs, street gangs. It's the same thing.
Yeah,
it's almost the cult mentality. They need to belong, So these people they find these cults to belong. So it's the same thing, Same thing. So, anyways, I guess I will talk to you guys later. It was fun seeing you here, Tim. Thank you for being here, Tim. Lisa, thank you for showing up late like you did.
Hey, my sister was here.
Yeah, buddy.
Jason Callan, thank you for being here. It was great to have you here.
Oh, before you go, can I say something?
Sure.
You talk about joining a cult. I joined a cult. It's called a personality.
You're like, what's a personality?
I was just listening.
Yeah, I joined a cult. It's called personality.
Yeah, no, my sister was here. That's why I didn't want to be rude and not talk to her.
And Brandon, it will get better. I know that right now you're upset, but you know what? Each day, one day. I know it sounds so freaking cliche. One day at a time. One day at a time. Just take it slowly. Is he still there? Brandon, you still there?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
it will get better. It gets easier with time. That's what I say. It gets easier with time.
Yeah.
Joey said, good night, everyone. I'm sorry. Go ahead, Brandon.
Oh, no, I appreciate the positivity,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we try to be positive here.
I need that. Yeah, I really
you
need
to
reassure yourself that everything's going to be okay.
Yeah.
Well, anytime you see me up, you two are welcome. Jason, you're welcome. Brandon, you are welcome. Anytime. I don't stream that often, but when I do, keep an eye open.
All right.
And I will talk to everybody later. Bye-bye.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye.